Okay, so we're going to do a few things at this meeting. The first thing I'm going to do is show our 3D news for this month. We have a 3D news every month if you're new to this, and it is pretty special, I think. And let me show you. Everybody has a little thing on their speaker. Most people here probably use Zoom. So if you want, you can look at the speaker and where it says participants and vote. And why don't anybody who wants to vote yes if they have read the 3D news? So just for fun to use this, we might use it later in the meeting.
This month's 3D news?
Yeah, no, it can be any.
Yes, Lee Pratt.
Very good, Lee. Okay, I'm going to show you this month's 3D news. It looks a little bit like Stereo World this month. So I put a 3D view. This is a 3D view of the Great Railway Strike in 1877. Basically what they did is try to lower everybody's wage by 10%.
Big screen.
Yeah, if you're walking around, you might want to mute yourself, but it's not too bad. This is some of the, I couldn't find any riot slides, so this is what I put in. I thought it was kind of relevant. Next, we have an article, Andrew Park. Is Andrew in the house? Andrew did one on optimizing the 3D TV that we offer to club members and anybody else. Little article. Lawrence always has his news and notes. Talked a lot today about Taza, son of Cochise, and 3D Pololite 3D system that was used to do it. We're going to go over this. Oliver is a 50-year member. I don't know how many other clubs have 50 years for their any of their members. I don't think too many other clubs are as old as our club, which is 65. This is John, who's here, and he does a 3D article every issue. We call it Dear John. And other news. Club info, and Barry's Phantogram of the Month, which we love putting in there. In the Hollywood, Andrew can go over, maybe at the end, yeah. Andrew, you can talk about the Hollywood at the end of the meeting.
Sure. But
I'll keep this handy if we want to put it up again.
The brochure is pretty explanatory if you look at that, but yeah.
And we can send that to you even if you don't have a thing. Okay, we're going to do show and tell this time, so if you're interested in showing something, put your name on the list. We'll have Valerie introduce it. So I don't think I mentioned that before, so we're going to run, before that, I think what we should do is run a special tribute video that we did to Oliver Dean. And that would be David Starkman and Susan Pinsky worked on that. David's our club archivist. Susan, I think, did the actual work on the show, so I'll let them tell you more. David and Susan?
Oliver is connecting.
Oh, great.
And why don't we wait a minute?
Yeah.
So while we're waiting, let me update that a little. Oh, I was trying to write I have a show and tell, so just remember it. So we are both the archivists, not just me. And Susan put together this show using images taken since we joined in 1977. All these years, Oliver's been the one who swears in everybody and wears different funny hats every year. So there's a lot of pictures of that. And we've been scanning. We finally have the club archives going back to 1955, and we've started scanning those. So.
But today is 50 years exactly to the date that Oliver joined the Stereo Club.
Yeah, we have a guest book that goes from 1960 to 82, and on 1970, June 18th, 1970 was the third Thursday of the month, and that's the day Oliver Jean signed in for the first time. And I think Eric has a picture of it he could show to share, maybe before we
Yeah,
start.
you need to give me screen sharing.
So is Oliver signed on yet?
Let's have a look. And we're up to 59 people signed on.
Can we tell if Oliver is signed on?
I'm about to look.
Yeah, he's here. I saw him.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
Hi, Oliver. Hope you can hear us. All right, Eric is sharing his screen. So there's June 18th, 1970 in the upper left corner.
And that's not the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then second from the bottom.
Well, Oliver is actually signed in on both sides,
Yeah,
and he's on the left side. Second from the bottom is where he first came to visit the club. And then the next time he came,
July 11th, when he signed in, next to his name, which is in the middle of the right-hand page, really tiny, you can see it says, joined last meeting.
so he joined in June.
Yeah. So anyway, so
A piece of history.
happy 50th anniversary to Oliver, and I think that makes him our oldest continuously enrolled member of our club.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And we've all,
So
Oliver, are you here?
I don't know if he.
Oliver, can you talk?
Let's see if he. Is he muted? Can you tell?
The screen looks frozen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's like his finger.
No, fingers no
Over the-
good.
Fingers over the lens.
Well, hopefully he can hear us and see us. But I guess we can't hold up the whole meeting. So
Well,
also, is this being recorded?
I think it was. I don't see it now.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, it was. The problem is every time I should be recorded, but when I mute myself, it says it mutes the recording.
okay.
I did speak to Oliver, and he's trying to make it work. He was able to see us, but he was not able to hear us. So
Oh.
I don't know what to do about it. He does have a landline. If somebody knows how to walk him through it, I could give you his landline. So
Well, what's the call-in
Somebody
phone
could
number?
call him and put him on speaker.
Hmm?
Somebody could call him and put him on speaker.
Right.
Well,
could
What's his
I don't know how
phone
to do
number?
that.
hold on. Let me go get the land. Look, it's my phone. I didn't bring my phone with me in here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Like his thumb is over the screen. So if
562.
I mute myself,
Should we do
This is
something
so
first?
slick. This meeting is our slickest ever.
Hey, Steve, should we maybe do something first so we can give Oliver a chance to join
Yeah,
us?
why don't we do his slideshow, but then, oh, we could do some show and tell.
yes,
Oh, wait, Oliver sent a note just now.
yes.
I'm not getting any sound. It says use audio from device. I don't know how. And Andrew Park posted a phone number. So if somebody can.
Barry's about to go call.
Yeah, it's let's hold on a second.
All right.
I see it's
meanwhile-
310-635-2400, I believe is it.
Yeah, the one I
If
put up
not-
was his mobile.
Not, there's the other number that he called us on earlier.
Because if he's trying to do it through his phone, then talking through his phone isn't going to be that best approach right now.
Okay, while we're doing that, I'm going to share, I'm going to have to reclaim the host and show some more of the 3D news.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Oliver, how you doing?
What about the
We're
audio?
trying to-
I had a friend who had a problem.
Oh, we got him on, okay.
I
Yeah,
have a friend who had a problem with audio, and he just changed.
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
And
well,
having sound.
I hear
Okay.
Oliver.
yeah, it's through my microphone.
We can
Okay.
hear you now, Oliver.
They're hearing you through this telephone call.
Okay.
You are hearing me through the telephone call.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so if I just leave that connected, we're connected okay on sound?
yeah. I suppose, unless there's a way to call in directly to the meeting, but I don't know what that number is. I've asked a couple times.
I see. No, that's what I was trying to do is connect the sound to the meeting.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, do you know what the number to directly dial in is? Just for audio?
Well,
Let's just
No, I don't think there is one.
since it's working the way it is, why don't we just stick with that and continue?
Okay. Or I'll plug my phone in. So then
I'll hold up the whole meeting.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's show the show.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what's going on now?
They're going to show the video, I think.
It's a tribute to you, Oliver.
Eric, are you okay?
Oh, everybody get their anaglyph glasses.
Is it better to call your home number?
Pardon?
Is it better to call your home number
My home number?
instead of the
Let's,
mobile?
let's start.
No, that wouldn't do anything. I'm not home. I'm in the car by the hospital where I took Lynn for
Oh, yeah.
emergency care.
Oh, you're in the car.
Yeah.
In the car on my Samsung cell phone.
Are you able to
Okay.
see the video?
I was a minute ago, but I don't know what's going on here. It's auto replace down at the bottom here. I don't know what that-
Well, there may be a setting you need to make on your phone to receive the audio. Did it say receive internet audio?
When I was on the picture, it said to use device audio. I tapped on that and it didn't do anything. Tell me what to do. How do I use device audio?
All right.
So I'm kind of stuck there. Are you on with the meeting?
Yeah, I'm on my laptop, and then I'm talking to you on the mobile phone.
Okay, very good. Let me see if I can get back onto the meeting somehow here.
Okay.
What do I do here?
Hey, Eric Kurland, I'm going to enable you to record the meeting. I don't see you on here. I think Eric dropped off. No.
He's here.
Okay.
There we go. Now it's right there. All right.
He's muted. Eric is.
I suggest we move forward with another segment of the meeting.
You got the
Right.
Let's see
Okay.
another page from the 3D news.
Let's do the 3D show and tell. We got a lot of people who want to do 3D
Steve,
show and tell.
Steve,
Or do
Steve,
the show
you
and
took
tell.
back control. You're the host right now. I can't.
Yeah, I did
I can't
because we
share
weren't
anything.
hearing
Give it
from
back
you.
to me.
We weren't hearing from you.
No, you took it back when Oliver was on the phone.
Oh,
I'm
no, I gave it
ready
back
to show.
and then I took it again.
Audio is all it tells me.
All right, so give Eric back
Hey, your
control.
host again. You ready to go?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been ready since I first showed the page in the program book.
All right,
All
Eric
right,
is
then
ready.
we're ready to go.
he's the host now.
Okay, you're the host.
All right.
Andrew, mute yourself.
Well, then you're going to mute Oliver too. But okay.
When I think back on all the crap I learned in high school, it's a wonder I can think at all. And my lack of education hasn't hurt me none. I can read the writing on the wall. Kodachrome will give us those nice bright colors, give us the greens of summers, makes you think all the world's a sunny day. Oh yeah, I got a Nikon camera, I love to take a photograph, so mama don't take my Kodachrome away. If you took all the girls I knew when I was single, and brought them all together for one night, I know they'd never match my sweet imagination. And everything looks worse in black and white. Kodachrome Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Leave your boy so far from home. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away.
Well, you'll have to repeat that because I was muted.
Well, Eric has put it on
It's
YouTube.
it's on YouTube. I will share the link so anyone who wants to, and Oliver can watch it anytime he wants on YouTube. Let me get that. for
That
you.
was pretty neat.
That was wonderful.
Well
Such-
done.
He'll send the link. He'll email you the link, I guess.
Thank you for putting it on YouTube, Eric.
Oh no, I'm happy to put it up on the club's channel.
Oliver, could you see it?
Yeah, I could sort of see it. It was on my little cell phone. So I saw what it was all about, and I'm flattered and delighted that you could do that for me. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Well,
Is he driving with anaglyph glasses on?
Hey, Oliver, tell Len we're thinking of him too. Tell him to get well.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll pass the word on to Len May that you send him his good wishes.
Yeah, we all do.
He's been a media member for a long time as well. And also, Oliver, what are the big changes you've noticed in the 50 years?
Oh my gosh. The cell phone, of course, the computers and the cell phones, and the changes in automobiles and the trend towards getting away from the gasoline engine, and of course the 9/11 business, which was horrifying, and the way that changed our attitudes towards foreign affairs and armed forces. So there's been a lot of changes that I've seen that have been amazing, and this is certainly a different world now from the one that I experienced when I joined the Stereo Club.
Certainly is.
Yep.
The one thing I want to say, Oliver, is the quality of your work has always stood up. It's always been really great. I've always been real impressed. I mean, just a few years ago, I think one of the most innovative photos that I ever saw in one of our competitions was the one of the guy who was Cyclops, or stuffed Cyclops doll in a theater.
Oh, yeah.
And I think everybody still remembers that image like it was yesterday.
Was yesterday.
That was one of my favorite shots too, because it was enabled me to make a social commentary about 3D judging. But the 3D judges, 3D movies.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, anything else you want to add today, Oliver? Anybody else have any comments for Oliver?
Thank you. I appreciate your time to do this for me. This is really wonderful. I will go home now with Glenn May. He's just back. He's just out of the emergency room, so I'm going to go home and see the whole thing over again on YouTube.
Good.
Very good. We'll drive carefully. Say hi to Len for all of us.
Yeah, I guess I have one comment for Oliver. So Oliver, I just want to say that you just bring so much joy and spirit to our club. I just seeing all the pictures of you dressing up for the presentations, and I remember that from my very first banquet that I went to back about 10 years ago, and you were memorable for that, and I'm just so glad to know you.
Thank you, Valerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Valerie. That's nice of you to say that. There's something I was going to say and I forgot what it is. Senior moment. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you all soon when this darn coronavirus thing is over. And again, when I can, I'll be tuning in meetings and so forth until we get some more competition. Have you adjusted the competition yet for June?
They're going to show that
next.
soon. It has been prejudged, and they will show it very soon to the members.
Oh, okay, very good. Yeah, I probably won't be able to watch it. I'll be in the car with Glenn and getting home. So thank you so much to all of you, and I appreciate it. When the meeting is over, can somebody let me know how my slides went?
Okay.
Okay.
I think that they're going to record the entire meeting. You can watch the whole meeting.
Oh, great. Okay, we'll do that. I'll look at that.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you,
All right.
everybody, and we'll see you later.
All right. Stay healthy.
Bye, Oliver.
Cheers.
Bye.
Okay, one.
Take care.
Good night.
All right. Bye.
Good night.
Okay.
One note before we go on. If anybody wants to record this, and I've been recording it, I don't think it's too private or anything. Just let me know in the chat, and I can give you permission, and you can record it. If that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and give it a go.
Okay. The only problem is we have so many people. It takes a lot of scrolling to find everybody. Oh,
Well, that's
wait.
At your convenience.
Okay. It'll come on at some point.
Sure.
Okay, Valerie, it's up to you. You're going to introduce show and tell, and then we're doing the competition.
Yes. Yes, hi. I'm happy to launch this week's show and tell opportunity for our club members. And I see we do have some interest here, so we'll try to keep it to maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I thought to start it off with something that I enjoy stereo-wise. I'm actually going to start with a anaglyph book, and I think a few of you have seen me bring this into our meetings, and I have a couple screen grabs that I'm going to share with you, and let's talk about just really briefly where I like it. So I'm going to share my screen. So let me do that, and so share a screen. Oh, I guess you're going to enable me to share my screen.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, I have to find you again.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I just checked, and this book is available online. I got it several years ago, and I liked it so much I bought a few more copies. And so we're just going to look at a couple of these in anaglyph. I have it as like a still image, and so let's see. Let me try to share the screen. Okay, there we go.
Can you share now?
Sure. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going. Yeah, I did find it on Amazon, but here's the book. And so I'm going to put my 3D glasses on. And why I like this book is because it really is taking us on a journey. And I'm going to go to the next image. Well, my hotkeys are not working at the moment. Oh, there it goes. It just took a second to come through. Okay, so why I really like it is because notice how here it starts very flat, and then when we start to go into this aquatic journey, it starts to go into 3D. And so here's a couple of screen grabs from that. It gets more and more depth in here, and culminating to the middle of the book where it's very, very deep. So I just thought that that would be fun for you just to take a quick look at. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. We'll come back to here. And now I'm going to take a look to see who would be going next. Let me look at the chat. And
it's going to be Joni Mitchell.
Oh, so Joni, the floor is yours.
Let me see if I can find her. Joni, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm from Northern California in Santa Cruz,
So this is the first time I've ever come to any of your meetings, but I have a stereo realistic David White camera from probably about 40 years ago.
Oh, Joni, you need to turn your share your video as well.
Oh, I didn't want to show me, but I guess I can.
Yeah.
Hi, it's me. Okay, is that better? That I'm alive and in person. And so I have my camera here. In fact, I have one of these old cameras that I used to take pictures of, and I haven't been able to do it in 25 years. As you can see, this is the old one. And so I was just gonna see if anybody could help me figure a way that I could, again, get film in here and, again, use the camera. So this is it.
Okay, one thing I recommend is if you stay until after the meeting, we have another open period, and we'll be able to have people do that. Or if somebody can put it in the chat.
Yeah. So this is the camera I have, and I probably have about, maybe 1,000 or 2,000, double slides with the viewer, but I haven't been able to do anything in 30 years, and I was hoping to do it again. And if I knew I was going to be on the camera, I would have brushed my hair and looked more like the singer Joni Mitchell.
Well, just real quick.
Thanks.
When we joined this club in 1977, that's the camera almost everybody was using, and for many, many years. And it's still a totally usable camera. And if you stay on, we should all be able to explain to you how you can still use it.
Also,
thank you very much.
If you are you on Flickr at all?
No.
No? Well, you could also just look on eBay or just Google it, and you will find tons of information. And if you can possibly sign on Flickr, there's a ton of information about that camera and the history of it on Flickr.
Oh, thank you so much. And I see some people put stuff in the chat, so I really appreciate it. And I want you to go home with your meeting, but that makes.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, next we have, I don't know what happened there. Are you still there?
We're here.
You muted
She
yourself.
froze up.
Joni, you froze up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, next, Lee, do you have something you want to share?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You look great.
Just look at my screen. See the view? The view.
Maybe you have to turn off virtual virtual background.
Better turn off our virtual background.
Ours or his?
I'm going to try.
May have to. That may take a while. These are.
Okay, we'll go to somebody else then and come back to you. Remember, we're only going to do a few now, and then we're going to do more.
It's under the stop video thing. You go to virtual background thing.
We'll go to. Okay. So,
there's a little arrow, and it takes you up to choose virtual background.
okay, there's a Gordon. Let me see if Gordon's here.
I am here. If I'm the only Gordon, I don't know.
Hey, Gordon, let's see. What do you want to share?
Yeah, so I'd love to share my screen if you
There you go.
Okay,
Hey, Gordon.
1 second.
Oh, you want to share your screen? Okay, try it.
Okay, is that working?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share a few of these of this technique called technically catadioptric stereos, which is basically using a mirror plus a camera and lens. And this is what the setup is. This is with pretty minimal editing. This is what it looks like as a mirror selfie. And this is anaglyph on the left and like a universal stereo pair on the right. When you first take a picture, it looks like this. So the left is the reflection. So basically, to process this, you have to unmirror the left side, and then what you get is a parallel stereo pair. And it helps then if you also do some additional processing to correct there's a little bit of yaw or keystone distortion and sometimes other artifacts. But if you process it, then you get that previous picture. And here is, oh, come on, wait a second.
So that's just a mirror.
Yeah, that one specifically, it's a first surface, or AKA a front surface mirror, which
Okay.
avoids the problem with double reflection that you get from standard mirrors. But other than that, it's just a small. That's like a 5x5 handheld mirror. And here's an example of you know, a macro-ish shot with that. And one advantage of that method is you're taking, of course, a stereo pair in a single shot, so you can shoot moving subjects, which I couldn't really do before. So here's this is a new ant queen, and she's about 1 inch long.
That's a great solution for macros.
Yeah, it works pretty well if you can get. It takes a lot of practice to learn how to position the mirror and the correct angle and stuff, but you know, you can fool around and get it.
I was going to ask you in regards to positioning the mirror, do you have it set up with some hardware, or are you just physically hand holding the mirror?
So basically in that first picture that I showed, that's what I've been doing so far. But there are plenty of people who have done this like more properly and built like rigs using like erector set type tools and maybe some 3D printing to build proper rigs for point and shoot type cameras. And I'll post a link in the chat to some galleries and info about that. Yeah, this is a katydid nymph again, you know, in full motion. I wouldn't have been able to capture this otherwise, and it's pretty sharp. It's nice that again with a single shot you don't have problems with like different exposures or light levels or white balance or things like that. And this is just an anaglyph version of that same shot.
I have a book I want to share with you. It's called Eyewitness 3D Micro Life.
Oh, great.
Process. It comes with a mirror that you pull out. See the mirror.
Hold on, I'll stop screen sharing here so I can see that.
I wanted to say, I think that's awesome. I've never seen that technique before. Thank you so much for bringing that to the group.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'll post some links about it. There's a lot of info out there, but some of it's in the realm of more technical, like optics journals and stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, where did that book go? Someone was. Oh, Garth.
3D Micro Life. See it? Well, that'll work.
Oh.
And this side is the mirror. You yank out, and you place it in there, and then they got the. That's not on the 3D picture. Yeah. Like there's one of us. It's left and right. You know, it's through a mirror. So.
Yeah, same principle. That's really cool.
So the mirror sticks on that slot in between the two pictures, and one of them is flopped.
Mirror a little bit better. There's the mirror.
Why don't you put it in the book, show how it works.
Okay. There's a slot here.
Oh.
Get through the slot, and then you view each and every, a little shaky here. So, like that. View it. Putting it right between your.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a neat book.
They did a whole series of books. I think there's about 5 or 6.
What, of these image books?
Yeah.
Okay, I really love Dora Kinderlin, Eyewitness. They're very pictorial. And I have 2 of them. I didn't know there were like 6. So check that out.
Really cool. I hadn't seen that book before. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Was Gordon finished?
Oh, yes. Yes, I wanted to keep it under the minute there, but thanks.
It's not our show and tell, but there's 3D Micro Life.
Yeah.
3D Cats.
Yeah.
Which you probably already have.
3D Insects.
Got it.
Ocean Life. There might be more, but that's the 4 we have.
Oh, okay. Where'd you get them from? From Amazon? Or?
It's been so long. No, it was before Amazon when they came out. I don't know where we got them.
Wow.
It's been a long time. What's the copyright on these?
Yeah, I don't know. What is the copyright? Where would that be?
I'd look on eBay.
Oh, from what? Yeah.
I'm
Or-
not.
I think there's worms here.
Or half.com.
1998.
98. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm skimming through the show and tell list. Have we caught everybody, or are we? Still
I've got
on?
one.
How about Lee? I think Lee.
Yeah, Lee Pratt didn't
was
finish
ready.
his.
Yes. Yeah. He's
Okay,
ready.
I think what we'll do is do a few more towards, do one or two more now, and then we'll fit some in during the gaps. Does that
Okay.
sound good? One thing, you have to go to stop video. You don't go to stop video, you go to the little caret next to video if you have a virtual background, and you hit choose virtual background, and then you hit none. That's how you get to this point.
Why don't we give it back to Lee?
Yeah, we'll get it back to Lee. Let me just show you mine.
Oh.
So, everybody knows David Lee used to make a viewer called the Hyperview. It's based on GE Healthcare's X-ray viewer for viewing large format X-rays in 3D. So I kind of went back to the original viewer, and because I had to redesign the Hyperview, it was originally made out of plexiglass. And I found that wasn't mirror friendly. The mirrors broke a lot. So I made this one out of wood. It has front surface mirrors.
Shut
And we're going to get rid of this graphic. I don't like that graphic much. But, and you can hold it and look through it. That's going to be, I'm going to paint it black. It'll be flat black on the inside and shiny black. And it'll have changeable mirrors in case you accidentally break one. These are first surface mirrors, precision cut, and these will be coming out at some point. But I have a bunch for myself, and they're for viewing large format images. I think this is Kuntz original.
All right.
David, are you the hero? Is this one of yours?
Which David?
Kuntz. Sure, he was going to do a workshop. Okay, who else?
Well, I was going to do the hydrogen, but not really. You want to do it now?
Valerie, you said you had a few other people.
Oh yeah, it looks like I think Lee Pratt didn't get a chance to do his. So
Lee, do you still want to do yours?
Yes.
Okay, let's find Lee. Please bear with us. This is our first time doing Zoom, and I'm not familiar with the controls yet. Hey, it worked.
Okay, these, can you see those?
yes.
Yeah.
These are the Viewmaster luggage tags that were sold by Marshall's department store. There are a few of them on eBay now.
Great.
That's fabulous.
That's great. I'm gonna look for those.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there was a Gordon that wanted to share. Oh, no, he did.
He already did. He went.
Judd's left, so.
Steve, I have that Viewmaster doohickey if you want me to show that.
Okay, we'll stick that at the, let me just see, David Kuntz, are you ready for the competition or the workshop?
I'm ready with either one. I figure we'll do the competition first, but it's your call.
No, it's your call. You're doing the work.
Well, I have to turn on my spotlight. I'm ready for my
I'm doing the work.
the
You get to choose, and we're going to hand it over to you. Do you want me to make you host as well?
Do I need to be? I need to share my screen, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make you host.
Okay, but make the hold on. You made my little computer, not the other one. Make Hubble Doge the host.
Okay.
Because that's where I'm going to serve the stuff off of.
I know we're moving on to the next section, but Steve, I just wanted to thank you for showing your large format viewers. I did buy 2 of them in the past from David, and I really love them for my stereo show. So thank you for making them. I think people will really enjoy them in the future.
Thank you. Okay, Hubble Doge, I need to make host.
Well, I'm already sharing, aren't I, or not?
Yeah, I let everybody share. It was getting too complicated, so I guess you're.
Yeah, I'm sharing already. It's all good.
Oh, can you grab our polarized glasses, please?
You want me to go? You want me to go start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oops, too bad I have the wrong thing up.
Oh, does somebody put the link up to the?
I was just going to say that. Hello, everybody. I'm David Kuntz. I'm the competition director for the LA 3D Club. And tonight we're going to have our 5th and final competition of our club year, which ends in July. So we'll see all the images and hear their scores and then see what won. My audio good, everybody?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, great. Before we do that, I have one other little piece of competition business. And hopefully you can see this. Can you see this ribbon? I'm not seeing myself, so I don't know where they are.
Yep. I see it.
The International Stereo Club competition is something we participate in. Carl Wilson coordinates our entries. And this year, first place in the last judging was won by David Starkman for Unisphere. So congratulations to David Starkman. Starkman, if you'll just reach through the screen, I will hand you this.
Thank you.
Oh, they're taking it. All right. And then we also won a HM and a 3rd place. They happen to both have been won by me. So good job, Carl, for picking the right images.
I do my best.
And what did we come in, like 3rd or 4th overall for the year?
I think we came in 3rd this year.
That is
Maybe
a great
4th. But hey, we've been in 1st before, so you know.
Yes.
It's all good.
All right, so we're going to show all the images tonight in the red blue anaglyph format. But the images have also been uploaded to the LA 3D Club website, and they can be displayed there using Masuji Sudo's HTML5 viewer, which has been customized by Eric Kerlin, and that basically allows you to show them in virtually every format. So I'm not looking at the chat. Is Eric?
Yeah, if you
the link?
if you can see me in speaker view, you'll see I've got the website open in my profile.
Oh, let me put you as speaker. Just a second. I'm gonna have to send you back though. Which one?
Why don't you put it in the chat?
It's just
we did put it in the chat already, but
it's there. The link is in the chat. I just wanted to give a quick demonstration. We've got this
okay, go
website.
ahead. That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Might want to kill the spot.
So
there you go. Does everybody see it?
So you can see this is on the LA 3D Club website. It's la3dclub.com/June-2020-competition-entries. This uses Masuji Sudo's HTML5 viewer.
Using there.
And you can go in and choose from a number of different formats. There are several different kinds of anaglyph. There is parallel and cross view. And if you have a 3D TV, you can select 3D TV mode. If you come up here and click full, it'll go full screen. And you can follow along by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. So if you want to watch it in anaglyph through the Zoom, you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to follow along in another format, we have this on our website that you can follow along with.
All right, thanks for that, Eric. And I'm going to spend another minute or so introing everything, so that gives you all time to navigate over to that and get everything set up if you want to. Our competition tonight was judged by Eric Kerlin, who was just speaking. He's our past president. He's director of the annual LA 3D Movie Festival, and he's CEO of the 3D Space. Our second judge is Andrea Shetley, who is actually a member who lives in Tennessee. I don't remember seeing her online tonight. She's an award-winning photographer who's had a lot of success in international exhibitions, but she doesn't normally attend our meetings in LA and get to judge.
Oh.
So I thought I'd take advantage of the unique situation we're in, having
I'm in the
remote
middle of
judging.
a big Zoom meeting right now.
And give her a chance.
The LA 3D Club. It's our monthly meeting.
Okay, I'm going to mute all. You're going to have to unmute yourself. Okay, you guys have to unmute yourselves. Got it?
Every time somebody says mute, we have to take a drink also.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
You have to take a shot. It's like when they say, "Hey, Bob," on the Bob Newhart show.
All right, am I good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, super. Our final judge is George Themelis, who's also known in the 3D community as Dr. T. He's also an extremely successful photographer in international exhibitions. He's from Brecksville, Ohio. So again, I thought I'd take advantage of the remote judging situation to bring him in as our guest judge. And my lovely assistant has just given me some extremely hot tea so I can wet my whistle as I'm doing all this talking.
Don't burn your whistle.
Well, that's kicking like a mule. All right, folks, let's see here. Are we ready to do this thing? You should all be seeing the logo image, right? And you should all have some form of 3D glasses, or maybe some of you can cross-eye view the whole thing. Good for you. I'm not going to be doing that. All right, hold on. I'm having a little trouble with my mouse. There we go. Okay. All right, let's talk about our competition and how it works. Let's see. We have 3 categories of entries. Standard, which are 3D images photographed with a camera. It can be a twin camera or a Fuji or a Cha-Cha, but it is images that are made with a camera. We have computer-generated images that aren't made with a camera. They're made with a computer. We don't have anything in that category tonight, though. And we have what we call the modified category. That's 2D to 3D conversions of artwork that isn't created by the entrant. We have 2 groups within each of those categories, advanced and beginner, but tonight we only have advanced. And our scoring system is 5 through 9. 5 is worst, 9 is best. And since we have 3 judges, each image can have a score of between 15 and 27. So I'm going to read out the individual scores and the total for each image in sequence. So here we go. These first set of images are the standard category, which again are images that are shot in 3D with a camera. 7, 7, 7, 6, 20. 8, 8, 8, 24. 6, 7, 7, 20. 7, 6, 7, 20. Is everybody grooving on the pace I'm going at? Too fast, too slow?
Good.
Good. 8, 6, 7, 21. 5, 5, 6, 16. 'This doesn't work very well in anaglyph. 5, 5, 6, 16. 7, 7, 7, 21. 7, 7, 7, 21. 8, 8, 8, 24. 6, 6, 6, 18. And I will pause for a moment to give Lawrence Kaufman a chance to unmute himself.
I was going to say, if people are looking at the other website, you might want to tell them what they're looking at, because you lose track.
Right now, you should be looking at an image of a bridge leading towards a glass-sided building. And now you should be looking at an image of a close-up of a rose parade float, a bird made out of flower petals.
Wait, Mark of the Beast!
Oh, thank the God! What were you waiting for? Okay, I'm going to give you a second chance. 6, 6, 6, 18.
Mark of the Beast!
All right, thank you, God. What does it take to get a mark of the beast around here? Jesus. 6, 7, 8, 21.
It's the dual buffalo.
Yeah, now we're on to the what's called Devil's Golf Course. 7, 7, 7, 21. 8, 7, 7, 22. 5, 6, 6, 17. I'll read the title of this one. It's Do You Have Any Toilet Paper? 6, 6, 7, 19. 6, 7, 6, 19. That works very well in anaglyph. 8, 8, 7, 23. 6, 7, 7, 20. 8, 6, 8, 22. Getting some nice rivalry off of this one. 6, 6, 7, 19. 6, 7, 7, 20. 7, 6, 8, 21. 6, 6, 7, 19. 7, 6, 8, 21. 7, 6, 7, 20. 7, 7, 7, 21.
Wow.
6, 7, 7, 20. You should be looking at a close-up of a rose with water droplets on it. 6, 8, 8, 22.
Disparity in the score there. We should talk to the judges.
I actually did, now that you mention it. I was a little surprised. 6, 7, 7, 20. 9, 6, 8, 23. There's your disparity. 7, 6, 7, 20. That ends the standard category. Now we're going to see the 3 images that were entered in the modified category. So again, these are conversions, 2D to 3D conversions of images not created by the entrant. 8, 6, 7, 21. Very topical. 9, 7, 9, 25. 8, 8, 9, 25. And now we have the 4 images that were entered for the cold theme. I will just show them. You've already heard the scores before, and then we will see which one won at the end. So these are the cold entries, cold theme. There are 4 images. All right, and now let's hear the results. You've seen all the entrants, you've heard all the scores. In the A group standard, our first honorable mention with 23 points went to Barry Rothstein for Hibiscus. Our next HM with 23 points went to Carl Wilson for Steak and Shake. In the A group, an award got 24 points. The first one is Menage a Trois by David Koontz. Uh-oh. I may have made an error here. And Magnolia Seed by Barry Rothstein. And now I'm wondering if that got a 24 or a 25. I may have made a clerical error here. In which case I would have not given the others HMs. Anyway, I'll check on that and get back to you. In the modified group, we actually only have one entrant, Jim Long, so he won everything. The HM got 21 points, Far Side Virology. And the other two awards both got 25 points. Our Travertine Terraces below Havasu Falls and Eureka Four Seasons. And our cold theme winner was Snow on the Tracks by Abe Perlstein. So there you have it, folks. That's the fifth and final competition. The results will be posted in the 3D News, but I will not post the cumulative results that show who got the most points for all 5 competitions put together until later, because that will all be revealed at our awards banquet, which will probably be online at the rate we're going. All right, Steve, do you want to take back over, or do you want me to do my workshop? What's next?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, what I'd like is a few more show and tells. I think we missed, I know we missed Eric, and I think we missed Andy.
Yeah.
And so
I also have one.
And David. So if you haven't done a show and tell, I probably missed you, so just go ahead and put your name down again, and we'll do a few now, and then David can get his workshop ready. Got it?
I'm ready whenever you want, but that's fine.
Okay. Eric, are you ready for show and tell?
Mute.
What?
Drink.
Okay, so earlier during the social session, a bunch of us were talking about cameras that you can use to stream in 3D when you're doing these Zoom meetings and things. And I wanted to point out, if anyone has a Sony Bloggie 3D, these are about 10 years old. Let me get this on the shot here.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. The Sony Bloggie, I guess they're about 10 years old. It was just a little pocket camera that shot 3D, but it's got this USB connector that pops out of the bottom, and if you put that into a USB extension cable and switch on the menu on the back of the camera, switch it from mass storage into USB camera, you can actually set this up to be a webcam. It comes up as USB mode web camera.
Is that what you're using?
And no, I'm using a WeView, but here I am going to actually switch over and show you what this looks like.
Can you?
So
I wonder if you can do it with the hydrogen.
I'm running myself through Stereoscopic Player, so I am going to switch the live video to the Sony Bloggie.
Somebody's got to figure out how to do it with a W3.
I think you might be able to with an HDMI. Oh, no, you can't. Sorry.
I don't think you can do a live feed from a W3.
You
even with
should get a L'Oreal lens and cap.
It's a little wide.
Good SLRs.
It's be pretty wide. You'd have to back up.
Oh, you get the macro then.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can just show your nostril.
But the hydrogen lenses are close. But I don't think it'll work with a Mac.
Okay, so the Bloggie turned off on me. I have to turn it on again.
Okay.
Here it goes. Okay, so the Bloggy's turning on. So normally it's just a little camera with a little auto stereoscopic screen on the back. This little, see, can you see it? This little USB adapter pops out of the bottom. And if you plug it into a USB extension, the camera goes into USB mass storage mode. And I'm going to select the menu, switch it to web camera. Turn on the 3D, and now I should be able to switch to this as my web camera.
It's kind of similar to those 2D cameras they had years ago.
The Bloggy turned off again. Go on to someone else. I'll turn this on and put it up on my profile, and you'll be able to see what it looks like.
Okay, just a second. Okay, so David Starkman, are you ready?
Yeah, let me just turn off the virtual background because that'll mess it up. One moment.
Thank you, Eric, by the way.
There we go. Yeah, because my item is black. So for you Viewmaster fans, you may recognize this as the Model C viewer. This is the viewer I had when I was a little kid that I think they made from about 1949 to 1955. It was the first model that had a slot in the top. The two first models opened up like a clamshell. But what I will show you that you may never have seen before is what's attached to the bottom of this viewer. It looks like it's just a little base for it to stand on, but you'll notice it has a wind-up key, and it's actually a music box. And I've only seen the other one all these years, and let's see if you can hear it. So when you pull the change the picture,
That's funny.
Does the music cue correspond to a particular picture?
No. It just starts it with the same thing every time. But because of the piece of music that was in there, we thought it would be appropriate to have, let's see if you can, something Swiss.
The Matterhorn.
Cool, you can get that one from the Lonely Goat Herd song.
Yeah, I have to,
Well, that's
I'll have to
awesome.
post this. The title is, I can't barely read it. It's
The Matterhorn.
like Der Freilich Show abbreviation. I'll have to find a translation. I should have done that. At any rate, in all these years, I think we've only seen one other one. We got this one from a collector in England when we were over there. And it's a little rarity, and that's my show and tell for today. So enjoy.
Okay, next we have Andrew.
Okay.
I want you to show and tell this, and then I want you to stay on. I'm going to share my screen, and you're going to talk about the Hollywood, and then back to competition.
Okay.
Hey,
This is, Eric, you got something?
yeah, I just wanted to say I got the Bloggy running. So if you look at me in my profile right now, this is the raw feed coming out of the Bloggy. You can see it does a side-by-side squeezed.
Wait.
Yeah, we see it.
Can't find you. Eric.
So that's the hydrogen?
Yeah, I got it $135 on eBay used. But I was going to talk about Holopix. Is anybody on here from use Holopix besides Eric and I? All right. Well, I guess is that a no?
Yeah, that's a no.
It's a no here.
Nobody in here at all uses Holopix? Anyway, well, I'll demonstrate it. But is Eric want to finish?
I think he did. He just
like-
showed us.
Oh, I was, yeah, no, I was just going to say, coming out of the Bloggy, you get a side-by-side squeezed. And actually, if you use OBS and stereoscopic player. Okay, so this is the Wii View. And if I feed the Bloggy through stereoscopic player, I should be able to get it to bring me up. There we go.
It's kind of small.
Yep.
Yeah, I just need to scale it.
Scale it like a fish.
But in any case, so you can if you have an old Sony Bloggy sitting around that's not doing anything, you can repurpose it and use it as a 3D webcam.
Does the microphone work okay on that too?
I don't know. I'm using an external microphone.
Ah, okay.
Very cool.
I'll go back to my other camera.
There used to be a 2D version of those things years ago, but they were like standard def, and then they went into HD, and then they went away. But I forget. They recorded on board and had a USB that came out, and I can't remember the name of it.
Well, they made a 2D version of the Sony Bloggy and the 3D version.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
And you can find these Bloggies on eBay pretty inexpensively.
Okay, now we have. I want to go to the Hollywood exhibition real quick.
Well, let me finish this. The whole point was on the red hydrogen, which is very cheap. It has a unique thing called Holopix, and Holopix is and I'll try to do this on camera. It's an app, and it's like 3D Instagram. So these pictures, you go here, are constantly posted. So you go here and they have the top 100 and the newest. So I posted something the other day and it's not there at all. And I don't have a SIM card for this. I just use it on Wi-Fi. But there's like, and this is a auto stereoscopic screen that works horizontally and vertically. You can't see it vertically because it's polarized and it polarizes out. I can see it, but you can't. Maybe you can see it there. But if I go there, it disappears. Apparently the camera is polarized. So you can see, and the other thing, yeah, so this screen is unique. This auto stereoscopic screen by Leia is unique because it works vertically or horizontally, although again, not here. But yeah, so it's like a 3D Instagram, and people are posting all the time from all over the world. Nobody else here uses Holopix. Now, Eric was saying they're going to make the app available to more users on other platforms.
Yeah, some of you may have on the Photo 3D email list may have been part of the conversation with Nima Zagami, who works at Leia Labs. Maybe I'll invite Nima to come to a future meeting and he can talk more about what Leia's doing with their Holopix app.
But the way the hydrogen does it, it's called 4V, H4V, like hydrogen 4-view. It does a 4-view. So when you're looking at the auto stereoscopic screen, which you only see in vertical mode, it gives you a better viewing range than if it's just 2 views. And if you want to edit your 2D pictures, you can put your, if you put your side-by-side parallel pictures in here, you can view them in 3D. And if you want to create the 4V, you just edit it in the app and it'll create a 4V. And what am I missing? This also has the only 3D chat system like FaceTime. But the only person I've chatted with is Eric again, because he has one.
We have a
dual cameras.
I wanted to go over today. We have. Oh, are you almost done? We only have a minute for show and tell, Andrew.
Dual cameras. So it's good for close-ups. So all right, but anyway, hopefully Holopix will become available because it's like Instagram. There's non-stop 3D content coming out on that thing.
Hey guys, remember show and tell is a minute. So
that's cool, Andrew. Thanks for bringing our attention to that. You got me curious. Thank you.
Yeah, they need to make Holopix available on more platforms.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was very good. I'm just we have 3D cons coming up, and I wanted to introduce Rick Chomsky, who's in charge of the workshops there. And I wanted Rick just to say a few words about what's going on with their new virtual 3D con, because they can't do it because of COVID. So Rick, you got anything you'd like to share with us? I know it's all in the infant stages, so whatever you can say, we appreciate.
Well, we do have a Zoom meeting tomorrow to make some decisions. So far, the workshops are going to be 30 minutes long. And the schedule that I took a look at has 4 hours, that's 8 workshops over the 3 days. Like I said, that's subject to change. I have only one person who has actually submitted forms for workshops. Several other people have agreed to do workshops, but I don't have forms yet. I guess you best to just wait to see what happens at the meeting tomorrow and see if we can come up with some final decisions on what's going to happen.
Okay, everybody hear that? If you want to do a workshop, contact Rick. Rick, do you want to put any information there or anything in the chat?
Yeah.
People who may want to reach you to do a workshop?
Well, there's a form that's on the 3D Con website, but it's still the original form as if we're going to meet in Tacoma.
Okay.
So that has not changed. I have edited a form, but that's liable to change too, depending on what happens at our meeting tomorrow.
If I can find to that.
As soon as the form changes on the 3D Con website, then I encourage people to fill it out, send it in.
I'm putting the link here, but like you said, it's probably not going to be good. But, I did it private. Sorry. So for anybody who wants to do a workshop proposal, Rick's the guy, and I put a form here. Sorry, something just got on there. Let me put it on again.
Thanks, Steve.
So we look forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be a great program. Okay, Eric, are you ready for your, not Eric, sorry, workshop? We're going to have one final workshop, then we'll just open it up for fun.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
All right, do you want me to?
You want Hubble to take over, or do you want?
Yeah, I'm requesting screen sharing as we speak.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, great, fabulous. All right. Maybe it's my age, but I often seem to take photos that are slightly off kilter, where the horizons aren't exactly level, or sometimes I get a little bit of perspective distortion from my lenses, or I have buildings or trees or things that lean in towards the center of the frame. And Stereo Photomaker has a simple way to correct for all of these things. So let me start, though, with some definitions to make sure everybody understands what I'm talking about. What you're seeing up here is a rectangular grid, and let's say that's the thing I want to take a photo of. But when I take a photo of it, let's see here, hold on, I have to make this reactive. It looks like this. That's called pincushion distortion. The other possibility is it could look like this. That's called barrel distortion. So in other words, my original object is nice and square, but my photo of it either bows into the center or it bows out to the edges. So you might think, well, so what? Well, let me show you a real world example of that. This is a photo shot with my Sony Nex5N twin rig. It has a pair of zoom lenses that go to a fairly wide angle lens when they're completely zoomed out. And it's fairly obvious that there's a very noticeable curve to the horizon here. So this isn't the curvature of the Earth we're seeing. This is just a lens distortion. And if I'd zoomed the camera in very slightly, it would have gone away, but I didn't. And I don't think it looks good. Here's another photo. It's got the same kind of a problem. And in fact, I'm going to turn on the grid function, the Stereo Photomaker, so you can see now there's a grid line that you can compare that horizon to see that it slightly droops off on the right. This was shot with a W3. It was shot with the camera completely zoomed out, which is the condition it's in when you first power it on. So unless you zoom the lenses on your W3, this is what you're shooting with most of the time. So it's a very common problem. But as I said, Stereo Photo Maker has a way of dealing with this. So let's see how that happens. I'm going to go into the Adjust menu, and I'm going to pick the very first option, which is Easy Adjust. That brings up this new window. The first thing I'm going to do in here is the same thing I just did a minute ago when I was in the main program. I'm going to turn on the grid function so that I have something to compare against. And once again, I can now easily see that my horizon slightly droops off on the right side. So how do I fix that? Well, first of all, let me show you a few basic sections of this window so you can follow where I'm going. First of all, this is where I clicked to show or hide the grid. And if I wanted to change the spacing of the lines, I do it there. The next thing I'm going to, I forgot to mention one extremely important thing. Before I start this process, I have run an auto align on this image, but I have not windowed it or cropped it. And the reason that is because when you look at this, you'll notice that the horizon is not, there's no difference in the left and the right. In other words, if I hadn't done that, hold on. I've got my anaglyph glasses on. No wonder I can't see anything. Here's a situation where one of the images is tilted with reference to the other. And if I hadn't run the auto alignment, I might have a situation like that. But because I've run auto align, they're all nice and lined up. And once I've done that, I'm going to click here with link both rotations together. So now anything I do to this image will happen to both images at the same time. So now, like I said, there are several different sections of this dialog box. Down here are 4 tabs, and as I click on each one, I get a totally different set of adjustments below me. There's 4 of them: barrel, basic, barrel, vertical perspective, horizontal perspective. Basic is where we do the rotational adjustments. So now I'm simply going to go in here, and I'm going to start clicking on this, and you can see it's rotating my image counterclockwise. Hopefully it's updating the screen fast enough. And I'm going to do it until the droop is about symmetrical, which it is now. So now I've rotated this thing minus 0.7 degrees, and that's corrected out the slightly angled horizon. Now I want to get rid of that bow in the horizon. It's more noticeable even, I think, when you have it straightened out like this. To do that, I'm going to barrel. And now I'm going to start adjusting this. And I'll do it extreme so you can see that as I do it, it bows or unbows the horizon. So I want to get it to about there, maybe a little less. And if I play my cards right, I can completely eliminate that bowing of the horizon. There we go. Pull off the grid for a second.
This is awesome.
It's like I say, if you look at your images, you're going to find you have these errors a lot of times. You may not have noticed them. Now I'm going to accept this. I'm going to hit OK. Now you see why I didn't crop this thing. Because if you look up here on the upper left, you notice how the edge of the frame now rolls off. And over here in the lower left, it comes in. I've lost a little bit of real estate in my image because I've rotated it, and some of it is rotated out of existence. So that's why next thing I would do is window this image, and it's windowed the way I want already. And then I would go in and crop it. So I'm up here on the crop tool, and now I'd come in and crop it, and I'd crop it so that I lose any of this business that doesn't go out. And so now when I crop it, now I've got perfect straight rectangular edges again. And I cropped out the closest thing in the image. That's why I didn't pull the window a little closer. So just so you can see, here was my before. Here's what I started with. And here's my after. It's a subtle change. It's a small change. But to me, it makes the image look a lot better. Let's try that one more time. Before, that slight bowing of the horizon. And after, it's all nice and straight. And like I say, I find I have a lot of trouble taking pictures that are perfectly level. I use this a lot. Another distortion you get is perspective distortion. So here I am at ground level shooting up at a tall structure, and all of the vertical lines lean in. Now, you may decide you like that look. You might want to do that on purpose. Sometimes it can make a photo look very dramatic, but in this case, I don't want it. And as I said, that's really purely for artistic reasons. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back into that, oops, sorry. Go back into that same dialog box, adjust, easy adjust. I'm going to turn on the grid yet again. And this time I'm going to go into the H perspective, horizontal perspective. And once again, this image has been auto-aligned, but not cropped. And now you're going to see why. Because as I straighten it out using this slider, what happens to the bottom of the image here? I lose something because it's like I'm tilting the photo away and I'm losing stuff at the bottom. So if I had already cropped it, I would end up with these black triangles at the bottom of my image. So now I've straightened it out, but you'll notice that when you look at these steps in the foreground, they have a very noticeable kind of a smile to them. They bow, they sag in the bottom. So I'm going to go right back to barrel where I was before, and I'm going to grab this slider, and I'm going to just move it until it kind of gets rid of it. You know, these steps look a little bit wavy to me, but maybe they weren't perfectly straight. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's the camera or what. Anyway, now I'm going to accept that. So here we go. I've now got rid of that, but again, you'll notice I've got a situation where now I'm going to have to crop in. And the first thing I'm going to do, though, is set the window. I'm going to go back into here because it's easier to move it a lot very quickly. Oopsie, wrong way. I'm going to put that base of this planter pretty much right at the window. And now I'm going to come in and crop. Here I am at the crop tool. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to get to the left of this. I'm going to move my left cursor to the right of that triangle. And I'm going to come down here and not go into this area. I'm going to purposefully avoid that. So now I get something like that where it's all corrected out. So let's see where we started with and where we ended up. This is my final version. I obviously did a few other adjustments on it.
Yeah.
This was the starting image. This is the image. And this is what I ended up with. Okay. So this is what I took. This is straight out of my camera with all those distortions. Now you can see the bowing and the steps is quite pronounced.
Are you doing the other adjustments in Photoshop?
Yes, this I had, ran a topaz filter and some other things because, if you look at the original exposure, I've got a couple problems. One is I've got this huge dark area that draws your eye right dead center. And the other thing is the thing that's really the center of interest is also has a lot of shadow in it. So I wanted to bring those things up, which is what I've done here. That's another workshop, needless to say. So I brought up detail on that. I've made this lighter so it doesn't draw your eye. And I've also goosed up the clouds because I thought they looked cool.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep, go ahead.
David, this is Abe. So when you said you go to accept the image, where you did it so fast I didn't see where.
Sorry, let's do that again. Whoopsie. Let's do that again. So it's just the okay thing in there. So
okay.
That's what I wanted to know. Easy adjustment. And then at the very end, I'm going to, whatever I've done, at the very end, I'm going to click OK. That accepts all of my changes. If I don't, I hit cancel. It doesn't, which, believe me, I hit a lot of times because I've screwed something up. If I hit OK, it's going to keep them. You can always undo it with Z or undo or edit undo. I use that a lot too.
Thank you.
Anything else? Go ahead.
Yeah, David, I wanted to ask, I think you might have some new Stereo PhotoMaker users. You mentioned an important step in the beginning, the like auto adjust.
Auto align, right.
You want to just show them where that button is? So when they...
it's either right here, auto alignment, I keep it there because I use it constantly, or I think it is here, where the heck, adjust auto alignment. But having said that, the reason I didn't know where it was right away is I never use it here. I always do all of my images in batch mode. So I do multi-conversion, and in here I click auto alignment, and this allows me to do it on as many images as I want at once automatically. Otherwise, you just have to do it one at a time. And usually I'm reading in dozens of images at a time. And so I want to do them all. It's the first step I do with everything. I virtually never skip it. So when I get stuff off of my camera, whether it's a Fuji, whether it's a twin camera rig, whether it's a Cha-Cha I shot with my cell phone or something else, the first thing I do is run auto align, usually in batch mode. And then after that, I do all of my other work. And the last thing I usually do is cropping and windowing, because often I find I've done adjustments to things that maybe made something stand out that I don't want standing out. And I realize at the end, I'm just going to crop that thing right out of there. So I usually try to work on the uncropped image and do all my adjustments and then do that at the end. The other thing is often I am using my images in multiple formats. I'm showing them at our club on a 4:3 aspect ratio screen. I might be making a stereo card out of them in which I want a nearly 1-to-1 crop. I might be showing them on Instagram in which I want a slightly tall format. So I want to be able to take the image I've done all of my work on and crop it multiple ways and not have to go back and do those same retouches on multiple images.
It's a great.
Can I mention one more step? Mainly for people that are using twin cameras, but even some digital stereo cameras. Once you've done all these things, and if you're going to then do some post-processing with Photoshop or any other program, there could be a slight color temperature or an exposure difference between the right and left. And if you want to show the auto exposure, I mean the auto exposure adjustment
right here.
And then you can choose the left or the right to be the reference that matches the other one to it.
Sometimes it doesn't do the greatest job in the world with that, but it's worth trying. It's all like
I found for me, no, it doesn't always work, but I say for me, it works a heck of a lot of the times. And also in restoring old black and white stereo cards, where there can be quite some different exposure differences, it's amazing what it'll do sometimes to match the two sides.
Right, and I want to point out that I'm back in the multi-conversion batch mode. You have an option for that. So if you want to do it, and you get to choose left or right. So if you're doing 50 images and you want to do them all, like let's say a bunch of stereo card scans, you just click this on and it'll do it. And then if it's screwed up one or two, you go back and fix those by hand. You can even do gamma adjustments and several other things.
Just depends how consistent your cameras are. Because sometimes I like the right better than the left, and others the left better than the right.
Oh my God! Somebody scratched my slide.
Yeah. It sure looks that way.
I was trying to figure out how that happened. How did that happen?
That's somebody had their annotate feature on.
Oh.
Funny. I have a little Bestine I use on my screen.
Yeah, I don't know who did that, but I cleared it. If you want to annotate, let us know, and I'll give you permission.
All right, I think that unless there's more questions, that I think ends the scheduled portion of our broadcast here.
Okay, yeah, we have a couple things. I want some announcements about what's going on this weekend. Dave Camo has, they do the New York thing. I thought I'd give David a little time to talk about what's going on there. And Eric, I think do you have something coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll talk to David, and then we'll go to Eric, and then last will be Andrew Park talking about the Hollywood.
Thank you, sir. I'll just kind of pop in.
Chroma depth.
Yeah, that is a chroma depth. That's New York City in the back. Thanks to Jim McManus, who's down in Florida, who made the original picture. But I'm the secretary of the New York Stereoscopic Association. We have a meeting. We've been meeting every Saturday at 3 o'clock our time, so noon in California time. And if you'd like to come to the meeting, everyone's welcome. Go to 3dnsa.org. I'll paste that in the chat, and you can get on our mailing list, and we'll send you a link to the meeting. We have this Saturday, we have the Mermaid Parade. So it's a parade that happens every year, except it's postponed this year. People dress up as mermaids down on Coney Island, mer people. It's a lot of fun. So we'll be having that in 3D, and we also do the HTML5, so you can follow along at home. And let's see, also we have Gordon Au, who you saw earlier in doing the sharing. So we're going to have more in-depth information about his cadiotropic mirror setup. So thank you, Steve.
Okay, thank you. Let me see who is next. Eric, I believe. And then I was just wondering, we have somebody from the Golden Gate Stereo Club. I think they have meetings as well. Jade, do you want to talk about that at all? Well, if
yes, it's Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Open to anyone, and we'll post on the website the link to get into it. We're using Skype right now.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. If you want to put a link down, go ahead.
Yeah, I put the link in the chat. It's a count of everyone's 3D meetings.
Well, that's a cool thing. I really like that. Thank you.
Welcome.
We always do well when we promote everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So let's. Okay, so Eric Kerlin, I think he has some pretty exciting stuff going on this weekend as well. Eric?
Yeah. This Sunday, 3D Space is presenting the third of our live streaming film festival series. It will be Sunday afternoon, June 21st, 2 p.m. Pacific time, at the 3D Space YouTube channel, youtube.com/LA3D Space. The program includes 5 films. We're showing the 5 top award-winning films from the 14th annual LA 3D Film Festival. That was the 2017 festival. So we're going to be showing Deadline the Magician by Andy Wenzel from Germany, 2 films from Robert Bloomberg, The City Quakes and Stereo, A Love Song to 3D. And we'll be showing 2 films by Iko Nakamura, Gentle Storm and Anitya. And I'm putting all that information into the chat. So if you want the link, it's all right there, or you can go to the 3D Space website and the information's all there as well.
Great, thank you, Eric. And I've seen most of those, they're very good.
Alicia said she wanted to do one more show and tell. I don't know if she's still here, though.
Okay, we'll do no, I didn't find her, I searched.
We lost her?
No, I see a picture. I see her on my screen right now.
Oh, she only has 1 L in her first name.
Yes.
Okay, let me do the Andy thing, and then we'll reach on.
You mean
Andy,
the
were gonna-
60th PSA Hollywood International Stereoscopic 3D Exhibition 2020? We're gonna open the uploader on October 1st. The uploader closes midnight on November 1st. We'll judge on November 15th. And this year, it's digital only again, but it will be, the resolution is increased to UHD. So it'll be 7860 by 2160. So it's like 3840 by 2160, but double, parallel.
Okay, you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes, and there is, I put the link on the chat already, and we're gonna also get that onto the club website, and that is open to everyone in the world, basically. And and we have the 3 judges that you see there. I need to read that. Buzz Hayes, Max
Buzz
Penner, and
Hayes.
Matthew Blunt.
How'd you get Buzz Hayes?
I called him on the phone and I said, "Are you available?" A lot of people available during the pandemic.
A lot of video guys.
Well, people are a little
I'll
slow
have to
right
shoot
now.
my stills and
Hopefully
video for this one, Andrew.
Hopefully they'll still be available in November. Yeah.
Well, we can always change. And then we have PSA approval. Very good. And are there any prizes this year? Did you?
No one has yet offered a prize, but we
You might want to go to the people who gave prizes last year and ask.
Yes, Steve, you gave one. That was very nice, and Susan and David Starkman and Susan Pinsky gave one also.
Yeah,
That was
email
great.
me and we'll figure out something.
That'd be great. Steve,
Okay.
how about you? Anybody else?
Yeah, I can give you 2 pairs of Gunnar Glyph designer circular polarized 3D glasses.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
They're
And I
actually very
still
good.
owe David Kuntz 6 pairs of those. So, David,
Okay.
just nag me. I'll get them to you.
Yeah, where are my glasses, dude?
So there is an entry fee of $7, which covers shipping of the awards and gifts and a few other little things like making them and having them engraved. And there you go. We have been sanctioned by the PSA, or we have their blessing, and I think we're the last one of the year, basically. There's a couple through the year. So look forward to your entries.
Okay, Judd, you said you had something to share?
Yes, hello all. New member, not member officially yet, but planning on it at some point very soon. I collect slides and negatives, etc., and came across some 3D slides, the twin lens kind, the twin Kodachrome kind, and then there was also a couple rolls of undeveloped or of developed film, but that weren't cut. So when I initially got them, it was before I knew much about the 3D stuff, and I was looking through, and I'm like, well, they just took that photo over here, and it took me about a month or two to figure out that those were actually 3D negatives that hadn't been cut yet.
It's from a
And
stereo
so
realist. Yeah.
they've never been, yeah, exactly, stereo realist, and they've never been seen in 3D. So I finally was able to scan them in, and I put them through some kind of program and I have parallel views. Not sure how to do share my screen thing here. Hold on, let's see if I can do that.
Share screen, I think I have it allowed for everybody.
Where would I see that?
At the bottom of your screen, if you put your cursor towards the bottom, you'll see a green box that says share screen.
Share screen, there it is. Thank you. Yep. Okay, so let's see if this works. Share. And then you're probably seeing all sorts of nonsense in the background there, but so these were all taken in Egypt, Egypt and London. So this one is a London shot. And
Give me a chance to move that to my other screen.
I think this is a cross-eyed view. I forget
It's
what
cross-eyed.
Yeah. And I can do, I have cross-eyed and parallel. I didn't do an anagraph.
Can you show parallel?
I can, yep, that would be the next one up. Oh, wait, hold on, let's see, there you go.
Wow.
So like I said, I think these are early 50s probably would be my guess. And these people,
Realist, or is that one of the British cameras?
that I don't know. Again, these, I'm assuming these
Well,
were.
they did make a 5-perf English camera. David Starkman would.
Yeah, I think this is some folks that came over from the U.S. to go to London, and then they went to Egypt afterwards.
I wasn't listening.
And so.
And you said the originals were black and white negative.
The originals are black and white positives.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was unusual for back then.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had positive back then.
Yeah, Susan shot Agfa Scala was a great black and white positive film, and I think Ilford also made one.
Yeah, but that's in the 90s, not in the 50s.
Yeah, I don't know what was available. Oh, you could also reverse process. Susan did that before there was any before there was any commercial black and white positive film. She shot what was a Panatomic, I forget which one. It was like ASA 25, and UCLA's medical lab would do reverse processing.
Andrew Park, Andrew, I'm fascinated by your gizmo there. What the heck is that thing that you're looking through?
I don't know if you can get these anymore, but I got this from Steve Berezin, and it is a stereoscope, and I really like it. I think it is better than the ones he has now, which work as well.
I still have those.
You still have these? I recommend this one. I like it. I had an earlier version that I gave to Randy Vandergrift as a Christmas gift when I got this, and I really recommend it because it'll work for any size screen, and it works for parallel or cross-eyed.
Oh, very cool.
I have
Yeah,
to
'cause you
join
can-
in. I've got one too. They're terrific.
Yeah, you turn the knob and it pulls
Yeah.
the mirrors.
And that's right. You've got the mirrors that move as well. That's right.
That's
good.
very cool.
I recommend it for anybody doing anything with stereo because you just can't cross your eyes all day.
I was gonna say I just keep crossing my eyes till I get a headache.
And I never could do parallel.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. I had got a couple of those from Steve, and I really like them. I'm gonna go grab it for the next time for the next meeting.
Steve has some other ones also, something like it that's pretty good. It just doesn't have. This is
The Pocket
continuously
View
variable.
is very nice for parallel, but it doesn't work cross-eyed.
Yeah, this is continuously variable right here. I don't know if you can see this knob, but the one he has a slider, which does the same thing, but it kind of has preset for different distances for various screens because you can work it on a big TV screen or even down. You can actually almost make it work on a phone, certainly on an iPad or a laptop or an iMac or something bigger.
Well, they sure had big purses back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But think about these ladies walking around dressed like this through the Egyptian desert, and the guys too in full suits. This is probably like Tunisia or something.
Hopefully they win in the winter.
Yeah.
Okay, I think everybody. Alicia, did you still want to share?
Yeah, you can turn me off anytime. I'm just.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, I thought those were really neat.
Are you posting these anywhere so we can see them on a TV and put the two images back together?
I haven't. I'm happy to do that. If you tell me where you want them to post, I can do that.
Well, I was just saying, YouTube, you can still push the button, and if you do it on the TV set, you can take side by side. It's still the TV set makes them whole. And
oh, you mean I should post up the individual left and rights?
yeah, side by side, aligned and set, and nice.
Well, all right. I mean, I'm happy to. I'll post what I've got, and you guys can.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a nice set of photos. Anyway, I'm clicking on it.
All right. Yeah, I'll figure out somewhere to do that, and I'll send a link. Actually, there's one. Let me just get to this one really great one that I love. This lady in front of all the trees is great.
Funny, they positioned all the people like 40 feet away.
Yeah. It was still new, I'm guessing, back in the day.
That's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was a cool experiment in the fact that they'd never been actually shown in 3D anywhere before. It's kind of cool. This is another one, great one with the guys in front of that building. Although it's a little off center, I might need to use Dave's techniques on straightening. So,
Anybody else going to
sorry, what's that?
Just checking. You said, is that in England with the palm trees?
Can't hear him, I'm sorry.
Is that taken in England with the palm trees?
Oh, no, I'm guessing these are all the Egypt shots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then here, of course, this is how I know Egypt, because...
It's London.
Yeah, you're right. It's the Louvre. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't there yet. So I think that's it for those, yeah. So, all right, cool.
Thank you, Judd.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, anybody else for sharing? Last call. Okay, we're going to open it up for general discussion. I guess anybody who wants to talk on mute, share, or do whatever you want.
Has anyone looked at those stereo bracha or whatever they were called on the on the 3D list, the yellow, like Steve's, but yellow glasses that's been writing in German on the list. And I can get no sense of whether he's got a whole lot of them for viewing, parallel or whatever it might be. It says you can view it vertically and horizontally. I can show it on the screen if someone wants to see it, but I'll just quickly show it to you.
Steve, you need to unspotlight Judd.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Andrew, who's talking now?
That's Michael Levine from Melbourne.
I'm muted.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know.
Can you see that on your screen?
Steve, you don't need to spotlight anyone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm canceling Judd.
Is that on the screen now? Those yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just was fascinated by this. I couldn't get any sense. I wrote to him. It's 35 or 40 euros. He's advertised it a few times, and it looks like only one lens. I presume there's a second one, but I don't know.
No, you don't need on a mirrored viewer like that. You don't need.
It's a mirror. Yeah.
It's they made something called the Free Viewer's Assistant, and all it is a set of lenses. You can view over, under, parallel. There are some ways you can do cross-eyed with it. We offer them on our site as well, but without the glasses, and we call it the free. The original one was made by I forgot his name, Al Clark, or I can't think of his name.
Steve Smith. Oh, Alan
Lewis.
Alan Lewis,
called
yeah.
Alan. Yeah, I called Alan Lewis, and he gave me the design and let me do it in a less expensive way. He did it like an oak.
Is that this single-eyed viewer here, Steve?
That's it.
That I've got. I think I picked this up from you at a meeting ages ago. It's pretty cool.
It's the same exact principle. It does over, under, side by side, but it's all it is just two.
You just use one eye.
I like the idea of putting it on glasses, though. I mean, that's
yeah. I find it a little tricky to use.
Yeah, because its size
just might be me.
Different. It's the further away you are, the fact that the optical path is a few more inches on the eye that you're using the mirrors. You have to take that into consideration.
Maybe I'm getting too close.
Yeah, if you're too close, you get one image will be larger than the other. But if you're more than like 5, 7, or 10 inches away, and you do the angular velocity in that equation, you can tell it's not just less difference. So. Go ahead. Anybody else?
Do you want me to show this ViewMaster doohickey I was showing you last night?
Oh yeah, you're next.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge ViewMaster collector, but I had been doing that Disney series, and so I wanted to get the oldest ViewMasters of Disneyland I could find. And after doing some searching, of course, I found out that there was a set that was only available in the park in 1956, and that's these guys right here. And I thought it was. Did you ever find out?
Harold Lloyd did that picture.
Yeah, was this a Harold Lloyd picture here?
I don't know yet. I haven't had a chance to ask Sue about it.
I was curious, but anyway, so yeah, these were these ViewMaster packets that were only available in the park. And I have a friend named Brad Goulet who, and I guess this is off of. He 3D printed this, but I think he refined it just a little, and he calls them a phone master. And what it is it's in 3 parts, and you can get these for an iPhone or an Android. And you put a 9-volt battery in it, and it lights up. And you put the center tray on, and there's a spindle on it that you can put your ViewMaster reel on. Let me get this right here. You can see I'm kind of at a strange angle here. But your ViewMaster reel is inside here. And you just turn it, and you lay your phone on top of it like this, and you can photograph your reels. And it's pretty cool. He makes them for Android, and he makes them for for iPhones also. If anybody's interested in these, I'll put his email in the chat box. But it's just kind of a cool way. So what I do is you photograph them on your phone, and then you can drop them into SVM and rotate them and crop them and align them, and look at them in a larger
What does that cost? I'm curious.
What's that?
What does that cost?
In the U.S., I think they're $45 shipped.
It's really.
And what's that?
As I said, it's really neat. I definitely want to get one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll put his contact information here in the chat box.
Let me mention.
Yeah, and if anybody is industrious enough and does has a 3D printer, you're in 3D printing. The original design for these was designed by my friend Julius, and he's made this an open source design. So Brad actually took Julius's open source design and did his own modifications to add the battery and the built-in light. But if you want to make your own for free, you can actually get the design off of Thingiverse, and it's an open source, so you can print them yourself. You can make whatever modifications you want yourself to. You have that capability.
So while you're on this subject, an alternative, if anyone has a flatbed scanner that has the transparency illuminator, and you've got at least a 4x4 inch backlit area that for scanning transparencies, if you scan, and there's a program called Real Tool, REELTOOL, which you scan the entire reel so that you can see all the edges all the way around, and then you run it through this program, and it automatically finds all 14 images and will align them and output them as a parallel or cross-eyed or anaglyph. And it's another easy way to get a Viewmaster reel scanned.
Can you put that in the chat as well? That's really cool.
I'll just say.
Yeah, I had done that. I just didn't want to have a large format transparency scanner in my office, which is why I thought this
that's
tiny little thing was so cool. But no, a transparency scanner will do a better job.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
But for a quick and easy, that's a neat little device. But for those of you that, I thought for those who do have a transparency scanner, and if you want a higher quality, that's a nice way to do it with that software. I'll just put my email because the last I heard, I'm not sure the guy is actually selling it anymore. And the version that I know is for sale is an older version. It doesn't work as well with current Windows, but there is a version which I have a copy of. So just email me and I'll put my email down. And it's called Real Tool.
I've got something I'd like to share. If we do that.
Sure.
You can just see my camera, right?
Interesting, everybody.
Do you wanna make it larger? Make my image larger?
I think it is.
It is? Okay.
It's
well,
no, it's not.
Yeah,
I think I'll spotlight Abe for now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This device, Owen Weston asked me about this. It's called a digital. Oh, it's backwards, but it's called a digital Wi-Fi microscope.
Oh, it shows up.
We see it normally.
Oh, it shows up okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, as you can see, anyway, this thing, I've never taken any stereo with it, but what it is, it's got a little camera right there, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the screen. So, like, if I put it up to my eye, oh, let's see, I can't.
think it's polarized out. Turn it a little bit. Turn it like 45 degrees, and it'll polarize back.
Hold on. Yeah, it's not going to work that way.
No, turn the phone 45 degrees or 90 degrees because it'll.
Like that?
Yeah, I see the screen now.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Look at the letters. You see the letters? I'm not even zoomed in. But if you can get this thing on a little rail or something, you can get some really great high-resolution images in the image. So I just thought I'd tell you about that. It's like $35 for this thing.
Wow.
It's stereoscopic?
No, it is a mono thing, but you have to shoot
rack
it
over.
like a left and right.
Yeah.
And it has a built-in light here. So you see the light?
Yeah.
So it's got these LEDs in the center. So you can go right up onto a bug or a dime or whatever you want. And it's pretty cool. That's all.
Does it have a mounting bracket or a 1/4-20 thread or anything?
No, it does not. It has a like a little holder, but it's very poorly done. So I wouldn't use that. I would just make something like like a microphone holder would be really good for this.
What's the resolution?
The resolution is it's 1080 by 640, I think. Pretty sure.
That may actually be a good way to do a scanning of a ViewMaster, individual ViewMaster cubes or squares. I mean,
I don't think so. The resolution is not very good.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It's good for like, I don't think it would be good for scanning film. I think it's just good for objects.
Do you have any example images you could share?
No, I don't. Not at the moment. I actually, well, I have some non-stereo images that I posted on my, if you go to Facebook and Tuesday Lunch with Abe on Facebook, it's my radio page. The banner image is of a close-up of a record groove. And you can see, like, it's this much of a record, except you're seeing all the grooves very clearly and sharply. It's quite a great deal for $35 or $39, whatever it was. I got it on Facebook, but it's just called Wi-Fi. What is it? USB digital Wi-Fi microscope. They make one for Mac and they make one for Android. It's designed to be used with a phone.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there a link for that?
I don't have a link because I got it off of Facebook. I've never seen it again. I would just, if you Google USB digital Wi-Fi microscope, which is, I don't know if you can see it. If it's
trying.
Gene Matofsky has done stereo with it and entered in some competitions.
Oh, good. Yeah, there's no brand name on the thing. It's a Chinese thing. I don't know what to tell you.
They're widely available on Amazon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it shows it with holders too. Like
it has this holder.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
But like I said, it's not very well made. You could probably make a better one out of a mic stand.
They have different magnifications. One's 50 and one's 20.
This goes from 50 to 1,000.
Oh.
Yeah. So I could get a close-up of my iris. I mean, it's really quite amazing.
Hey, Oliver Dean's here.
I saw him in his car wearing anaglyph glasses.
There he is.
Was it still daylight?
Yeah, that must just be a photo. Hey, Oliver.
He probably has his mic muted.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize it's a
No, I
it's a
think he
still.
just put a still there.
Ah, okay.
Maybe it froze.
That
Oliver,
could
are
be.
you there? Guess not.
Yeah, I think that's a screenshot that he turned into a.
If he's like me, it's probably still in his pocket. Okay, anybody else before we call it a meeting?
Maybe
I'd like to share.
Alicia just asked to do a show and tell.
All right.
I've got something.
Who was that?
It's David Teedy.
Okay. Let me just see if Alicia.
I just have to hold it up. It's a Samsung twin lens camera rig I built.
Steve, you need to unspotlight Oliver.
Yeah, I'm working on it. When we only have 5
Nice.
people, it's pretty easy. But how many people are here now?
Right now it's 57.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave TD.
All right. Samsung twin lens. Different rig where the center support is in the front, and therefore the back lenses or the displays are not
obstructed, and it's all very sturdy and adjustable for width. And currently I've got them wirelessly controlled with these receivers, and I still have to do some microsurgery to build a real short cable that's going to go from one of these down to the receiver.
So that now Scott Ressler has one of those, right, Scott? He's probably muted, but but they're not connected by wire directly. So how's the synchronization?
Mine was hardwired as well.
Right. So it's USB to USB. It goes to an external run stop or shutter release.
I think Dr. T sells these too. But
so how do you?
As sophisticated.
How do you, with the one you're showing there, David? How do you fire it? And do you fire it from
it's got a wireless transmitter that goes to these receivers.
Okay.
How good is your sync on that?
It's pretty good. They both receive the signal at the same time, and as good as if they were wired wire to wire. That's it.
Are you able to zoom them in and out as well?
What's that?
Are you able to zoom them in and out as well?
There's a loop you can get that goes. Well, these are both fixed focus, single focus ones. But if you had one that's got a zoom on it, you can get a loop from the fellow that made the 2D Duo or whatever it's called, the 3D printed holder for these. That works pretty good, and George Themelis sells those.
Very cool.
And the Z bar for that, was that something that you made or had somebody make for you, or?
Was that a question? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering that your camera mount there, your Z bar, is that something you made or?
I designed it. A friend of mine, his machinist, built it, but I'm currently building a CNC router machine to build an even better idea on it.
Looks great.
Very cool.
That's it.
Do you have any samples of stuff that you shot with that one?
If you're talking to me, I couldn't hear.
Yeah, I was saying, did you have any examples of stereoscopic things that you've shot with that rig?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've got some with Werner's holder for it, but I haven't worked with this one yet. Just finished building it.
Hey, Alicia, you ready?
Okay. Can I upload pictures with the share
Yeah,
thing?
just put share video. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hold on a second.
Share screen.
Share screen.
That's what I'm doing.
Alicia, I love your hat. It's so cool.
Thank you. I'm going to be making them. I'm going to be making them. Believe me.
Oh. Yes.
You should see her face shield.
So this is a transparency that's a digital transparency that I printed up about 2 years ago when I had my good printer up and running, which is now probably like very, 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 very clogged. It'll probably take me about 3 months to unclog it, honestly. But I just wanted to show you because I found them again. And I wanted to show you the quality that I could get on the printer that I have with the way that I print. So this is on a plastic keychain, but these are realist sized prints. Basically, they're the same exact size that the window would be cut out in a realist slide. And these were taken from the internet. So these are all JPEGs that are probably high quality JPEGs to begin with, but they can't be higher than they can't be higher than like 150 because I did this about 2 years ago. So that's probably with the highest resolution that I could get from just downloading a file off the internet. And the only one that's even higher resolution would be this one. And that's actually the smallest one that I have. And yeah, I just wanted to show you that. And because I know that I hear a lot of people talking about like duping transparencies and that nobody can do it. And I believe I'm very, very, very capable of doing it. And that's actually David Kuntz's photo coming up next. That one, there you go. And so these were taken just through a Radex viewer that I just snapped in half, and because I had other photos. Oops, I think I got rid of it completely. Where did it go? Oh my God.
No, it's
Okay.
up there. It's up
We're
there.
looking at
Back?
a bridge.
Okay.
And
It's a picture of a bridge.
Yeah, that's your Queensboro Bridge. No?
We see it.
Yeah.
David, but that's David's picture, right?
Yeah, that's mine. It's the Queensboro Bridge.
So
I
that-
could
like
have,
that,
of course, given you the digital file of this so you wouldn't have to take a photograph.
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. Or something. I might have downloaded. I actually might have done it before I was talking to you. So like something like that. I might have taken it off the internet. But either way, that's pretty good. It's I haven't seen anybody else doing any printing that's holding up under magnification that small. So, and this was actually something that I did on my first attempt. And I have actually to find the slides that I did on glass that came out absolutely gorgeous. And I personally think they're almost as good quality as photos. And so if I ever get my printer back from my apartment that has literally blown up and ruined my life, I could probably start doing these again. And yeah, my life is a dark, dark, dark comedy. But so this is on just a piece of plastic, like plastic keychain, like a clear plastic keychain that I printed on. So it's also already by nature, the substrate is subpar, and the glass that I have is excellent. It's gorgeous. So I just wanted to show you guys that because if anybody ever wants slides duplicated of something that they have that's precious or something like that, I'll be definitely taking a crack at it for you if I can or if I can't, but I think I can.
I'm curious, Alicia, what kind of printer is it?
I'm a dye sublimation printer, so I only use Epsons that I mod out with, I change the dampers in them and stuff like that. Dye sublimation is by nature one of the most cloggingest type of, it's actually not an ink, it's a solid particle suspended in an aqueous solution, and it's actually a mixture. And sublimation process is basically when a solid goes from a solid to a gas without ever having a liquid form. And if you ever have ice cubes that disappear in your freezer and you don't know where your ice cubes went to, that's actually sublimation that's happening. And so I've been doing dye sub for I'm the best dye subber that I know. And I don't know anybody else who dye subs, but I'm the best dye subber I know. So this is actually printed on specifically, there's two printers in particular. There's an Epson R2400 and I think an Epson 1400. They both have the smallest percolated dot for the output. That's how small the the DPI gets, and it also has the most dense DPI put out of any Epson printers that were running up until I think the Artisan series that just came out right now, or a couple of years ago, and those are $3,000 or something like that. And I just. This is a particularly good printer. It does wide format, which is 13 by 19, and you can even go higher than that with a roll attachment. And they came out in they came out around the same time that stereo got big. So I want to say it's a 2013 printer. So it's really rare to get one nowadays that's not already pre-clogged and that you have to go and do the heads yourself. And so I happen to have very anal, nerdy friends who keep really good care of their stuff. And I know exactly what year I know the vintage of printer I'm looking for every time. So the R2400 and the 1400 are both basically the same printer. One of them has a CD printing tray that was extra because that's back when people used to print DVDs. And that's the only difference between the two. Otherwise, they're comparable in everything, in every way. And they're the only two models that have the best resolution out of any of their lineup that ever happened until about 2 years ago. So that was the most amount of the most amount of printing, the most amount of print you could get out of your printer, basically. It was very, very, very dense. And that's what I was looking for specifically to do this, because I knew that I was going to be doing on glass and on plastic and stuff like that to try to dupe slides. And so this was a very a good sign when I just do it on like any random crappy piece of plastic and it comes out this good. You know what I mean? And when I find the glass slides, I'll let you guys know because those are gorgeous. And that's it.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, anybody else?
I just have maybe one question. I was looking at the registration for the upcoming Stereo conference, and I after I looked in to go register, I saw that it was, am I correct by seeing it's only $20?
Because it's not going to occur, it's going to be online.
Right. I just thought that was like, I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's great. I feel like I want to sponsor some students or so on. So I'm going to.
Yeah, for 20 bucks, you should be able to.
Yeah, so I'm going to sign up early, and I'm wondering, you were talking about like sponsors for gifts and so on. If they saw that we had a good registration for that, maybe companies would be more apt to donate some things.
Could be.
So it might, maybe that might play inspiration for people if they are going to do it to register early, especially if,
Steve, you need to turn off the spotlight.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. It shows that I have Valerie spotlighted.
Oh. I still see Alicia's screen.
Alicia,
Yeah,
you
me
need to
too.
stop sharing,
Yeah.
probably. Alicia has
I
to
don't know how
stop.
to do it. Hold on, but how do I do that?
Yeah.
Up at the top, you'll see a green bar. There's a word right there. You go.
There you go. There you go. That did it.
Yeah, it doesn't allow me to stop her sharing. It probably does. You know, this is our first thing. I don't think it's as glitchy as
I'm not that omnipotent that I can control everybody else's Zoom popularity.
Steve, theoretically, you should be able to. You just have to figure it
Yeah,
out.
I'm sure there's a way to do it. There's a lot of buttons here, and to go through and find the person when there were 6 during rehearsal is one thing. But trying to scroll through.
Well, you don't.
7 people or 80.
You don't need to spotlight people. We were just going to tell everyone to click.
No, we had to
speakers.
spotlight her to share the screen.
Right.
Yeah. So we did have to spotlight at that point. All right. Anybody else? Valerie, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
You know, I was encouraged and thinking, wow, that really will bring in maybe more people. And you know, one thing I always really liked about the conference was the auction. I thought that was great. I was able to get stereo cards or this or that, and I don't know. I'm just having an idea right now. I'm just going to pitch it. What if we did have some form of an auction, but it was like a combination of something. It would be an item that people normally bid on, but then also money that would go and donate to a worthy cause of some type.
Yeah, like the LA 3D Club.
So,
I mean, our treasurer is not as, it's pretty good, but we could use a lot more.
This might cause people to maybe bid more, and that would be good for whatever they're raising money for. I know when we had the auctions on our 3D Club, I think sometimes people might be a little shy to one up another person because they didn't want to take it away from them. But if there was another goal in there to raise money, for like half of it go to like you said, a 3D Club or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. I just really like
we
the
used to have an auction for the 3D Club. You were here, I remember. Yep. And that was varying success. After a while, it really kind of died out. I remember once
people sold everything off and ran out.
We sold nothing.
No, we held one last year, and it was rather successful. We've been combining the auction with the show and tell night.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Valerie. And the next board meeting we'll put that up. If you remember, make sure you put it on the agenda for us.
Sure.
Because I think it's a great idea.
I should mention while we're talking about 3DCon, Rick Chomsky earlier mentioned that he has open spots for workshops. I'm chairing a virtual version of the 3D Theater for 3DCon, and we've got lots of open spots for video presentations as well. So if anybody has something that they'd like to submit to have live streamed during 3DCon in a virtual theater, you can go to the 3DCon website and all the information should be there as well.
Okay, anybody else?
Maybe just one last question. Regarding prizes for the convention, do they have to be stereo related or photography related? What if I had things that weren't, like art books from animation movies? Does that
I don't
interest?
think we have. Oh, for the auction?
Oh no,
Yeah.
no. For prize,
No, the Hollywood exhibition.
Oh, the Hollywood?
yeah. Like, does it always need to be photography related, or I don't know? Just asking.
We always have in the past. It's always been a 3D thing, but
Okay, thank you.
I know in the club auction, I think we do allow non-3D items at the end. The NSA auction only allows non-3D items if 100% of the proceeds go to the club.
Oh yeah.
The NSA, they don't. They have pretty strict rules on it because the auctions are already really long and they don't want to.
Right. I like that. Then if that's the case, if we do something like that, I might have a couple things like the art of books for animated films that I would donate if 100% of the proceeds went to the club. So we'll talk about that later. But thank you for kind of showing me how things are arranged.
Sounds good.
I have one quick one. If I put it in the chat, and it's not 3D related, but if anybody's interested in old slides, I do a nightly old-timey slideshow where I use a projector and actually show some slides from my collection, and I've been doing it for 80 days since we started the COVID lockdown.
I've already signed up for that.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I saw that. my newest friend on that one. Thank you. So yeah, that's I put the link. It's on Facebook. It's OPS 35mm, Other People's Slides. And so you're all welcome to join and make comments and be snarky with all of the rest of my friends.
Well, eventually you'll probably change to 3D or at least have some, right?
Hopefully someday.
I mean, we worked on Charles Phoenix until he stopped. Do you know Charles Phoenix?
Yes, he's a good friend of mine now.
Yeah, we did work on him, and he did finally do a few 3D shows.
Yes, I think that's actually, I was at the last one that was maybe almost a year ago, probably, maybe in June or something like that.
Yeah. I worked with Charles, and we did a 3D show at the
Downtown
2018 version at the Downtown.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, that was great. That was part of the film fest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was part of the 2018 film festival.
I love that.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was like a packed house.
That was a great one.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, Charles has a rather large fan base. He does his non-3D slideshows all over the country.
What's his catchphrase again? I forgot.
I know.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, anybody else want to chime in?
I just wanted to.
Go ahead.
This is Paul Gillis. I think my name's only displayed as Paul for some reason, so probably nobody knows who I am. But I'm in PSSP out in Washington D.C. Just thought I'd join your meeting, see how it went.
Welcome.
So anyway, it was
How
a
long
enjoyable
have you
meeting.
been in that club? It's been around for years.
Oh, probably 20 years or something. There's a lot of times when I'm unable to make it to meetings, but
Was Andrea in that club for a while?
yes, she was.
I remember that. And she moved or something.
Yeah, far away.
For those who don't know, that's the Potomac Society of Stereophotographers. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought there might be some other members from my club on your meeting tonight, but I don't.
Are you guys doing virtual meetings?
No, we I don't know. Our group is sort of technologically challenged. I think that holding virtual meetings might be I mean, we should figure out how to do it.
Maybe you could glom onto ours and we'll have a little section for you.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Have you been around there long enough? Did you know Colonel Mel Lawson?
I never. He was there when I first joined, but now I never. Really.
He was really great. We knew Colonel Mel. He was a fun guy.
I really I corresponded with you and Susan recently. To say that I enjoyed looking at Susan's website on Legends of 3D. It's cool to look at the old timers and their work.
Oh, one announcement I forgot to make is I think it's next month. We're doing. Oh, is David Richardson here? We're doing Bob Zeller.
Civil War in 3D.
Civil War in 3D. He wrote several books. He's been on C-SPAN and some other documentaries. And he'll be giving it's going to be long. It's going to be 40 minutes.
Steve, I am here. I don't have my camera turned on, but I am here, so I can talk about that a bit.
Yeah, sorry I didn't have you on earlier. I totally forgot. Is that next meeting?
Yeah, that is for next month in here. Let me see if I can turn the camera on. Stephanie, I've been watching this in the living room, so I didn't have the camera on. So apologize about that, and apologies.
Yeah, you don't have to work so hard this meeting.
AFK.
Yeah, I had very little to do, so I appreciate that.
Hey, David, good to see you.
Oh, thanks. Stephanie and I were watching this. We had it beamed up to the 50-inch, so I just had the camera turned off because now I'm sitting on the floor using Stephanie's laptop for that. So next month, for those that don't know, and I'm planning on writing something for the newsletter for next month, Bob Zeller is the president of the Center for Civil War Photography, and he has been collecting stereo images for decades, and he has done 3D presentations for a long time. He's written several books on Civil War stereo photography, principally Civil War in Depth Volume 1 and Volume 2, and Lincoln in 3D. I actually have copies of each of those from him. I've seen him talk and met him. I've been a friend of his for a number of years, and I invited him to be able to speak at our club meeting next month. He's actually in North Carolina, so he's going to be doing it his time. So it'll be late his time to be able to do that, but he's agreed to be able to do that. It's a 40-minute presentation on stereo images during the Civil War. Very, very interesting. I've seen him do it live in person before, and so it's going to be a narrated presentation from him talking about that. And then I'm sure that we'll open it up to some Q&A on there for him. So it's a terrific presentation, and I encourage all of you to be able to invite others and to be able to join in. We're able to hold 100 in here now that we're on Zoom, so make sure that you get in early because I'm sure it'll be a packed house for that one.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to save a recording. Another thing, if you could remind him if he wants to bring a link to his stuff to Hawk, that's quite all right. Tell him he can do that. Because I know he does, when he went to NSA, he didn't want me to bring my books because he says, that's how I make all my money. So so just go ahead and tell him. He'll probably like that. Tell him to just bring a link to the website, and we'll make sure he can make a little off this.
Yeah, so in the presentation that we have for next month, it is going to be done on anaglyph, but because they're all black and white stereos, that you're not going to get some of that issues with the color shift, so it's all black and white. So it looks good on anaglyph versus some of the others, but it'll be an anaglyph presentation for that one.
Great.
All right, that's all I have on that.
Okay, thanks, David. And get you off spotlight. Okay. Anybody else?
Can I show you something?
Sure.
Okay. Can I get the back camera on this, or is that not possible? Let's do it.
Just hit switch camera.
I have no idea how to do that, so I'm going to go like this. So these are tiles that I got from a guy in Florida that are made out of like Czechoslovakian glass. They're very beautiful. and they have barrier prints on them basically. And are you able to see them?
Yeah.
Are you able to?
They look very cool.
Yeah.
Everything? Oh, hold on. And they're for, you know, they're just basically for decorating your house, whatever. And I have a entirely humongous amount of patterns and colors and options and boxes. I think I got like 200 boxes of his, and I drove them up from Florida from his place to up here in New York. And are you seeing these guys okay?
Yeah, they look
Yes.
great.
Okay, so like, and they're really, I mean, like, come on, these are just like the wackiest things I've ever seen in my life. That's insane. I have no idea how, like, if you could do a bathroom in them, or maybe just like an accent or something like that. But they're very nice just as is, like just to display. And so, that's just a little variety. And I have like 2,000 boxes in storage somewhere. So, if anybody needs to do their house in lenticular barrier tiles, please let me know. I have quantity of them.
Awesome. They're really beautiful.
They're gorgeous in person. I'll bring some whenever people are allowed to see each other again, I guess.
They look, are those about 8 by 8 inches?
Yeah, so I think they're 7 7/8 to be technical. They will fill an 8 by 8 space just because of the grouting.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, you know, somebody could individually frame them as well, and they look kind of
Oh,
cool.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I was designing awards around some of them, actually.
Oh.
Wait, you're in California or you're in New York?
No, I'm in New York.
Okay. So we might not see them in person.
Well, you could actually. I know some vendors out there. There's quite a few people that have a couple of styles, but they don't have. I brought out. The story that I was given is that these were going to a Hard Rock Cafe in Orlando or something like that. And like, you know, the expression, like it fell off the back of the truck, like the guy just stole the entire truck basically. And I got them from eventually ended up with them, and they're just so heavy that nobody was buying them. Like just to ship, they're about 20 pounds. They're about a pound a tile. So they come in boxes of 20, it's like 20-pound boxes of tile. And I'm like lifting like, you know, 300 of them in the Florida sun, driving them back up here, but they're gorgeous. They're worth every penny. And they're beautiful. That's it. They're fine Czechoslovakian glass, and they have, I've never seen anything like them in my life before. So look, please, and they're wacky, and they're cool, and they're awesome. And I don't even know anybody who really knows about these. I saw this guy, Mark Diamond, who's a holographer down in Miami, and he had some of these, and he didn't even know that it was a barrier print. And the only reason why I knew about that was because I got some of them broken, and the glass in between it is a very clear plate glass that's frosted on the sides, so it actually kind of like hides that from you, that you really have to like look at it very carefully. And they're just they're really good examples of like very basic barrier prints and their movement and like their parallax, and they're just really, really pretty. And yeah, and that's it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have to turn this off?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's getting to be time to 9:30. When did we start? 7, 8, 2.5 hours. It's about average for our live meetings. So, anybody, anything else?
I have a 2D announcement.
Okay, Chris Cassidy.
Yeah. I just finished a short animated film,
Nice.
but it's in 2D. So I'll post it in the chat. Would that work?
Sure.
How long is it?
2 minutes.
Let's see it. You want to cast it?
Would you
just hit share the screen?
We would do
Nobody
share.
minds.
So I would do like what I have it on YouTube, so I would share my entire screen, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe just hit the link. It'll work.
Hit the link. I mean, if I put the link in the chat,
Yeah,
everybody,
just stick the link in the chat. That's
right,
all.
and everybody can look at it. You can sign off and watch it and giggle. I don't have to be there.
Are we watching this right now?
No, he's posted the link for you to copy.
Okay.
Let's see.
Thanks,
I mean,
Chris.
if I show it on my computer,
You got to click on share screen at the bottom center of your screen.
we go to Zoom.
I can share it if you want. I got it up here.
We have share screen.
We could all click
Wait.
on the link.
I'll share it. Let's see.
Steve's going to do it.
Steve's going to do it. Okay.
Steve, make sure you check the box for optimized for video.
Oh crap! I did.
It looks pretty good.
It'll be choppy if you don't check
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
box.
be
You
too
need to-
choppy.
yeah.
I'm just trying to. Wait.
I thought so.
If you check the box, it'll play back okay.
It's nice. Okay. Screen
So-
share, check the right, advanced sharing options. I forgot where's the part
It's-
that says.
No. Click the screen share button, and before you select which screen, there are two check boxes at the bottom of the window.
Oh, got it.
Just check both of those.
Oh, wouldn't allow it. That's weird.
Is optimized screen share grayed out?
Yeah.
You have to turn off screen sharing for everyone to be able to do it.
Okay.
Assume it's going to be choppy if it's coming through the Zoom.
It'll be okay if Steve is able to click the button.
Maybe you should do it, Eric.
Click the button.
Yeah, maybe.
Click. But no, I'm. I was joking.
That still doesn't say optimized screen. I don't know why.
Host disabled
I could-
attendee screen sharing.
Yeah, I turned it off. Computer sound. Basic, advanced.
Chris, what's the film about?
This is about a guy who never leaves the house.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give up, Eric, I'm going to give you control.
It's autobiographical.
Okay, if you give it to me, I can try it.
Okay.
I guess I
Okay.
was opening my browser and
It
filling
looks pretty good, I'll tell you that.
Let me see if I can get it to work
So
on mine. Hold on.
I don't know how this is going to come across.
It's fun. You're getting a couple comments already of people watching it and saying it was
People
great.
are watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, why
it
is the link available?
While you were fiddling.
Why do we do that?
Link's in the chat.
Oh, oh, the link's there. Yeah.
I don't
just
see your
finished this
screen.
a few days ago.
I don't
finished
see your
it last
screen,
night.
Eric.
I finished it last night.
Oh, shit, here we go.
That's the right sound. I hear that.
Never go nowhere, man. I never go nowhere. Traffic's bad out there, man. I'm saving wear and tear.
I have a frozen image.
And I never go nowhere.
Well, that's not. I'm not playing it yet. So
Okay.
who's playing it right now?
Someone's playing.
Oh, I think I clicked on it on my YouTube. Oh shit, my phone's fucking dying. Oh
Oh,
my
and
God.
your mic is on.
Yeah, my phone is
We're
dying.
hearing the music. And Eric, that's your screen we're looking at?
That's my screens. Yeah. So let's see. I'll go full screen. Let's see if this works.
It says here, Gary.
I'm
liked
still hearing it from. I'm
Gary and Terry.
still hearing it from someone's phone.
Probably mine.
Why don't you mute everybody, Eric? You have control. I can't do it.
I'm looking at myself. Oh, I was sharing screen. David Starkman, I love that background you have behind you. What is that? We Want 3D. Your
Okay,
mic is
so
off.
I've muted everyone.
Oh, you muted everyone. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so now let's see if I can get this to play.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I never go nowhere, man, I never go nowhere. Traffic's bad out there, man, I'm saving wear and tear. I like conditioned air, man, I never go nowhere. I go upstairs, downstairs, backyard, lawn chairs, living room, bathroom, bedroom, furnace room, hot tub, cedar deck, build-a-fire, washer, dryer, pantry, patio, bar, aroma, video, cold cellar, rec room, ping pong, mahjong, beer count, where, then speed dial, order in. I ain't going nowhere, man, I ain't going nowhere. It's dangerous out there, man, my big box there. Hard to get off of this easy chair, I ain't going nowhere. I go online, DSL, Amazon, buy and sell, eBay, layaway, last bid, noon today, plasma, Judy, Judge, broadband, Matt, Drudge, J. Crew, BNN.com, CNN, JPEG, email, pop-up, Gmail, shower can, filter, spam, slime, damn, I think it's spam. I ain't going nowhere, man, never gonna go nowhere. It's a bungled jungle out there, man, some kid got mauled by a bear. Surround sound in my own lair, I ain't going nowhere. I got perimeter motion, doggy door, mail call, people, Avon, wireless strobes on, pin code, keypad, relay, pepper spray, home base, interface, 3-zone, plug and play, infrared, photocell, squad car, decibel, choppers up, sonic boom, activate the panic room. I'm on Ritalin, Coumadin, Zantac, Lipitor, Diazepam, Nexium, Prevacid, Percocet, Levitra, Levaquin, Elavil, Fosamax, Plavix, Efflex, Next Day, FedEx, Zithromax, Avalox, Flexeril, Topamax, Prozac, Ativan, Adderall, I take them all. I ain't going nowhere, man, never gonna go nowhere. I'm cutting my own hair, man, nothing I need out there. Outside sunny, but inside share, I ain't going nowhere. Nowhere.
Very good. Yeah. Little Norman McLaren there, huh?
Wow.
Very funny.
Thanks for sharing, Chris. That's really nice.
There, let me unmute myself. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was the actor Rick Moranis sang that?
Yeah, that's the SNL guy.
Now, when did he do this? Under quarantine?
He did that music about 15 years ago.
Right. So it had nothing to do with quarantine at the time.
No,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, he's spoofing a famous Johnny Cash song. How many people, raise your hands, have
Oh, I know
heard the
that
famous?
song very, very well.
Steve, you know that song.
And Chris, what did you do on the project?
Well, I recruited my friend Carol Lay to do the drawings, the backgrounds, the mid-century stuff, me, but any motion in there. I collected all the pictures and did all the animation.
That's very cool.
Now, I just changed the credit recently. It used to say directed and animated by Chris Cassidy. I thought it was too pretentious. I took off the directed and the animated. I figured that's going to be assumed, and I just put film by Chris Cassidy. So were you wondering, like, who did the animation?
You know, I think I would encourage you to put more credit for yourself.
Somebody else did that.
Credit the person who did artwork, but I think it's appropriate for you to credit yourself for what you did, animation and other things. So I would give that a second look.
Really? So I should
Listen to
have
Valerie. Listen to Valerie. She works at DreamWorks.
Yeah. Okay. Animation professional.
Yep.
And I'm led by your first question because your first question was, what did you do?
Right.
So I thought, isn't that obvious? Film, everything except the second credit, which is Carol.
How did you get Carol Lay involved?
Huh?
How did you get Carol Lay involved with it?
She's an old friend.
I love her work.
Yeah. She's
Yeah, she's a great cartoonist.
really
Chris,
good.
Did I saw some of her drawing there? Did she use your house as a
Yes.
model? I recognized some of it.
Well, all the paintings in the background are my mother's paintings.
Great.
Those are all her mid-century paintings.
That stairway going up and down stairs looked like
You know,
your
it
stairs.
was. I actually had my own stairs in there for a while.
Yeah.
And they didn't read too well. It was
Great.
kind of muddled. Unless you knew my house, it just didn't read. And
Yeah, I
the
love
first
mid-century
photo that you cut to after the artwork, there's like 4 animation backgrounds, and the first photo you cut to is the stairs. And when I had my house in there, I did one from up looking down and down looking up for the upstairs, downstairs. And it didn't read, so I did some image searching, you know, modern stairs, and came up with those stairs. It's so fun doing the image search these days. The image search tools are so incredibly powerful, and there's so many images out there. And I got much better results not using Google image search, but using Bing. I recommend Bing. Google dumbed down their image search about sometime last year.
Yeah, I'll have to tell Susan because she was complaining to me about that.
It got bad last fall. They just took out a bunch of features.
Yeah,
That's the first good thing I've ever heard about Bing.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But check out, when you switch to image search on Bing, they have a robust set of features. You can specify the size you want. And then there's a feature I never saw on Google, which is remarkable. I mean, you could go down a rabbit hole with this, but you can search based on what the image looks like. So they show you a whole row of thumbnails, like I'm looking at you guys all now, of, let's say, you know, a city or something. And then if you pick one, it does this really smart image search. It searches through billions of pictures and finds one that looked like that, include the color, the texture qualities, the shapes. So you could almost do an animation. I was fantasizing doing, essentially, it's a game of telephone where you get an image based on the one that looked, you know, like the previous one you selected. And then you could say, well, I'm going to pick the darker one of these. And then you would animate towards darkness or towards texture or towards any quality that the picture has that the algorithms can identify and relate. So it's really an amazing thing. You find one picture you like and you say, find me 100 that look like this.
Chris?
Yeah. Oh, you're over here.
I do I do a lot of images within Google, and I ran into the same thing. But in Google, if you go, they took out a lot of the tools that were obvious. But if you go into advanced search, all the tools are there, including the size, the ability to be able to search by image, all of those things. You just have to go to advanced search, and there's actually even more tools that were available than there were there previously, but they're now in an advanced search area, and then it just expands the list of tools. But I agree with you, they're not as easy to be able to access, but once you do it,
I
then
see.
you
All right.
available.
Well, that makes total sense. So the power's still there. It's just they simplified the front end of it, the interface.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I did some image searches because I do a lot of restoration with photography work, and I do a lot of image lines searches for that. And I was running into that problem. Was like suddenly I couldn't find them in the size and the shape and whatever it is that I was looking for. And I did searches and people were complaining about the same thing. And they were like, "Oh, it's still there. You just have to go over to advanced search." So it's annoying because it's an extra step. But once you get there, you actually have more capability than what you did previously. So I would definitely recommend checking that out.
Yeah, right. Actually, because I like to search for things by date, and in the advanced area, that's where you can find past year, past 24 hours, past month, and so that portion.
Yeah, and then one of the things that, like what Chris was talking about, I want it to look a certain way or something. You can actually just right-click on an image, and you can say, search for that image, and it will bring you up what that image is, where it was located, and you can see other ones that are related to that. So there's other ones that you can do in there regarding it. Just doing a right-click on an image if you're using Chrome as your browser to be able to do your search, and then just go into the advanced search. It helps out to be able to do that. It's my suggestion on that.
Thank you.
You can imagine I did that on 96 different topics. There's 4 verses in the film, and each verse has 24 name titles in it. They used to be town names. So that's 96. So hot tub, cedar deck, bill of fire, wash and dryer, all the drugs. It was really fun searching on all the drugs.
And Chris, I also just want to explain that it is clear that this is your film and so on. I asked that question also because we're in a club meeting, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk more about your film. You know,
Thanks so much.
That was part of my motivation. But I think it's okay to put more credit in there for yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out where to fit it in. It's kind of a narrow window of time.
You know, and sometimes that can be handled just by an image. Like if you put an image of yourself, like on your animation desk or something, because you did all the motion, and that part, it sounds like you did the motion for the abstract section, right? And that was beautiful. You know, so like a picture of you at your, whatever your situation was, that explains a lot.
Should that be at the end after the movie's over?
Yeah.
The making of?
Yeah, just like a little snapshot in the credits. That's one way of handling it.
I could be sitting in front of a animation disc in an analog setting with an old Disney desk.
Yep.
And then they'd know I drew it.
Yeah.
Hide the tablet, hide the computer. In fact, I have an old picture like that. I'll just throw it in.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ideas.
Well, so Rick Moranis made that album. I was reading a little bit about how he made it. He was making up lyrics for his children. He had a couple kids. This is back in the 20 years ago or so. And he started making up funny words to existing songs. And then he would play them on the phone to his friend. I guess he was singing them over the phone to his friend. And his friend said, "You got to record these." Matched him up with a studio. They got these great musicians in, and he put out a whole album of cowboy parodies called The Agoraphobic Cowboy. And so it suddenly dawned on me that it was apropos for these times.
Steve, can you give me screen sharing for a second?
Sorry, I turned it off for some reason. I don't remember why.
So I hope you'll grab the link from the chat so you can see it, you know, more clearly and more smoothly.
So I just wanted to show you. Here's a Google image search, and it looks like what they've done. If you go into Tools, you can get the time, type, usage rights, color, and size. And if you go into Advanced Search, you get a lot more to choose from.
Bingo! There it all is. Okay. Well, now I have to.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Very good. Amazing tools. I mean, I think a whole lot of amazing animated films could be made with that technique, by sequencing things together that are related. There's a guy as an Irishman, who made an amazing film by using Google Map imagery. It's one frame, it's one image per frame. It's a rapid fire thing, but he took hundreds and hundreds of screenshots of aerial photography, Google Maps, looking straight down on the amazing topography of crops, cities, stadiums, rivers, roads, and found the similarities in these shapes and sequenced them in such a way that they animate. And so you see the crop patterns animating in these wild ways, or roads that seem to straighten and then bend and straighten. But there's hundreds of roads going by, 30 per second, 15 per second, or something like that. He's got stuff on Vimeo. So the whole idea of, I don't know, as an animator, I think having this repository of billions of images with that kind of a tool to find them is really a very intriguing idea. I think it opens up a whole new idea, but I sure had fun searching on all that mid-century imagery and all those products.
How long did it take you to animate the whole thing?
Well, I guess I've been on it for the last 8 weeks or so. Not that I worked really hard, but maybe 8 or 10 weeks. I'd actually started it back in 2005. Back in that,
was a little more time.
Huh?
Was
the
sequence?
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I had chronic